Today is Monday, the 19th of June. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I'm one of your hosts, Martin Royalty.
It's your girl, Just Jean. Hello. That's what you're getting from me today, sorry.
Bottle of water, please. Thanks.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. Melanin jam-packed.
It's good. Love that. How's everyone doing this lovely Monday morning? That is a mood. That is right.
Honestly, I'm over it, man.
Was it not affecting you last week?
Hay fever. Yeah, like...
But it's got worse.
It's just... It is what it is.
I feel like it's not moving.
But it's like...
it's not shifting.
I feel like because... Where I'm like... I feel like I'm taking precautionary measures. It's not making a difference, which is why it's annoying me. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I bathe my eyes in the morning. You need to see what I look like when I wake up. It's really not cute.
You have
It's
a whole routine.
I have to. My eyes literally... I look
Swollen.
like I've been punched in the... My eyes are literally like this.
Wow.
Like proper swollen.
Yeah, you need to look into that injection like ASAP.
Like it's so bad. Like I can't come here without glasses on. Like honestly, I look so tired.
You might be able to get it at your pharmacy.
But
You might be able to do it this week, you know. Like, if you look into it today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, and the thing is, it affects my eyes the most. So my eyes literally water, like consistently. They're itchy. It's a lot. And like I said, my voice, it's like it's pathetic now.
That's a lot.
Do you leave your windows open at night?
When I sleep, not all the time. I didn't last night because it rained, and
That's the best time to leave your windows. Have your
no,
windows
because
open.
you see where my window is. Yeah, there's like a bush. I
Yeah,
don't want
all
slugs.
the-
I'm scared of all that stuff.
They will come.
I said the thought of a snail entering my window.
My worst fear is a bird entering my house. I'm leaving the house.
Mine's yeah.
There's nothing to do other than leave. Like, I don't think I could ever live back there again.
I can't do it. So I can't do insects, flies, all of that stuff. So for me, I'd rather suffer with the. But I've got a fan,
Okay, that's right then.
so it's all right.
Because when you leave, sometimes when I leave my window open, that's how I know the pollen is high when I wake up in the morning.
That's what I'm saying.
I've sniffed all of it overnight.
Oh, is there?
That's
I
why
can
you got
just
closer
smell the
then.
air and I'm like, yeah, this is intense.
Yeah, no, I don't. I leave it to be fair. When I'm out during the day, I leave it open, just so I can breathe.
Yeah,
It's hot in it.
Yeah.
And then when I get home, I close it. I put my fan on. But it's kicking my ass, like literally kicking my ass.
What tablets you take?
The ones Esther gave me.
The purple ones.
Yeah. So
Okay.
before I was taking fexofenadine.
Yeah.
You don't know. You're like, okay. No, but that's like prescribed by like your GP.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was taking that. And to be fair, last year it was solid. This year it's like,
Yeah,
know your body
this year's
gets
a different
used to
one.
it.
This year's a different one. I'm telling
This
you.
year's definitely different. Because I've never had like a chest infection type situation with my hay fever.
Exactly the same
It's
thing.
wild. This year's definitely different.
this is intense. It's actually intense. It is.
I love the sun though, so.
No, but see, this is the thing. No, it can piss off.
No.
I like going on a holiday and being in hot countries because I don't have to deal with this stuff when I'm abroad.
Yeah.
I get
Do you get what I mean? Like, I can actually function. I wake up so grog. Do you know what it is? It's like, you know when you feel like you're ill, but you know you're not ill, but it's hay fever?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It's like a cold.
So I literally wake up feeling sick. I'm tired, slow, groggy.
Yeah.
My nose is blocked. I don't have a voice. And this is like the consistent themes. I'm like, wait, are you telling me that this is going to be me till September? I don't want no parts.
It'll kick in though. The medicine will kick in.
When?
I think after some time.
But
When?
medicine's kicking after
don't
like
know.
flipping 10 minutes.
It's been like 2 weeks.
That's why I said you need to look at extra measures.
It's literally been 2 weeks.
And when do you take the medicine though? What part of the day?
So do you know what I've even started doing? I'll even take it in the night before I go to bed.
Yeah, my
and then
sister
in the
does that.
morning.
My sister
Yeah,
does
that's
that.
what you should do. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
does. She takes twice.
I
So
take
she
it-
takes it in the morning and night.
Yeah, in the night time before I go to bed.
That's a good time.
And then when I wake up in the morning, and here we are though.
When did you start that though?
What? Both.
Yeah.
Like from when I started,
Okay.
I realized that once a day doesn't
Yeah,
work
it's not
for
good.
me. I'm not a once a day person. Like
I think for normal people, once a day is okay.
mine's too
But-
extreme.
But do you know, I feel
Yeah.
like it's one of those medications that your body doesn't break it down. You're not going to get more than allocated amount.
Yeah,
If you
makes
take
sense.
5,
Is it?
you just end up being sick. Yeah. Like the purple ones, you definitely can't take more than one of that. You definitely end up being sick.
What's the purple one's
What,
called?
your
Someone
one?
told me.
Olivia.
That's the one. Yeah, someone told me about that
Olivia,
as well.
yeah. This is not medical advice, by the
Well.
way. So this will be guided.
What's your vitamin uptake saying? Are you on the greens?
Come, Brent, you done though. By the way, they need to run me a check. You know,
They do.
we'll run you a check. To be fair,
Why?
because basically I put it on my story one day and was like, oh, I just randomly was like, oh yeah, I've been taking this thing to play to Brent, I kid you not. The girls and the guys assembled and purchased. Like, I was even confused.
Yeah, because you said the selling point. You said it wasn't. It helps with bloating.
Yeah, I said it's really good for bloating and
So
gut
as
health.
soon as you said that,
And
the
also-
girls were like,
no,
let's
but
go.
I was confused. The next day, the amount of people that bought it and was tagging me, and I was like, hold on a minute, this isn't even an ad. Like, excuse me. Like, literally, they need to run you because you put me on. But I still take it every day.
That's good. That's good.
So to be fair, it's helped because remember before how I used to always get sick?
Yeah.
I don't get sick anymore. So generally speaking, like, I'm good on that front.
Now you need to get an air conditioner.
I have got an air conditioner. I've got a humidifier.
That's. You open your window.
Hmm?
Yeah, you open your window.
I don't put it on when my window's open. So for
So you
example,
don't have an air conditioner.
oh, like an AC unit? No.
That's why I said.
No, but I've got a humidifier that is it doubles up as a, because it's cold air. It's not a normal fan that blows like heat in the room. It's Dyson, man. They're levels, please.
Yeah, definitely.
Dyson is levels.
When you're telling me you're opening up your window, to get some cool breeze,
No, I
scream Dyson all you like.
No, she said fresh air.
no, I do that when I'm not in the house. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not at home, so I'm not gonna leave the thing on. Cost of living, please. My mum's back.
Yo, I hear that, but when you're inside and you're sleeping,
When I'm sleeping, my window's closed and the thing's on. But the problem with that though is it gives me like when I go on holiday, if I sleep with the AC on, I end up getting like a cold.
yeah.
So I have to be very like the positioning. It can't be too close to me because otherwise I literally wake up with a cold.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying,
I hear that.
but I just don't have a voice, and it's quite sad.
I'm
Can
happy-
you just pull the camera lens a tiny bit so that it centers Gina. You're the best. Thank you.
Happy Juneteenth to our American listeners and followers. So great. Pick up them. All right.
What
Before
is with
Before I actually get into the question of the day, yeah, I was thinking the other day, because when I asked that question about why people don't subscribe, blah, 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 I actually had people message me and stuff. Pick up them. So I thought, actually, what I'm going to start saying as well is if you're listening on Spotify, because not everyone watches on YouTube, rate us on Spotify and Apple and all those things. Leave comments and do all that great stuff. So, yeah, saying at the top of the episode so you can hear you don't miss it. So if you could have any pet, what would it be? I wouldn't have any. Like, I'm not even going to play into the game. I'm not going to, what's the word? Encourage this.
What about fish?
No, they stink.
But you can leave them alone.
They stink. And you have to clean the tank. I didn't know you had to clean the tank regularly or they're
'cause they
dying
pee in
there.
Regularly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's long.
Because it starts to have like algae and stuff like that. And it's like nasty. And then it stinks. And you have to change the water, feed it. You can't overfeed it. They're very dramatic. You can't overfeed them because they might die. You can't not feed them too much because they'll die.
True.
What's tea? Yeah, I'm not even going to. No.
I used to have koi in the backyard.
Excuse me?
I've
I
heard
used
of,
to have koi in the backyard.
I don't know what that is.
It's a type of
That's
fish.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. I'll show you.
I've heard of it before.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones in the backyard then, I guess, like in the pond, right?
Yeah.
Then they're not as you
High
don't need to tend
maintenance.
to them as much. Yeah.
You
no?
would, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have to clean it. 'Cause otherwise, they're going to be just in their dirt. The fish is like pee and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. all
Exactly.
that.
So they're just swimming in their pee all the time.
But don't. I don't
Then again.
know. Yeah.
Certain race does that.
It was so beautiful. This is koi.
It's like Nemo.
No.
Nemo and them.
You know
Oh,
what's so
them
funny?
ones.
I actually thought that's what you were going to show us.
Yeah.
My friend used to have that in her garden too.
Yeah. And they used to crossbreed and.
And then what happened?
call
You ate them.
dancers.
Crossbreeding what? Like
No,
tilapia?
no.
Who you crossbreeding little fish with? How do they have sex?
How do
How do fish have sex?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just go close in it and they do stuff.
Yeah.
That's
They
a
shake.
very-
And they shake.
Yeah, they do the
Ew.
genitals and that, innit?
Animals having sex is the most disgusting thing. Then again, humans having sex is also not,
Not
a sight.
really, because I feel like when you see horses have
animalistic.
sex, it's the same as
Humans.
Yeah. It all makes me sick. It's all animalistic. It ain't cute.
We are animals.
Not me.
round.
Be honest, speak for yourself. Not you being a cat.
Why do you think we're all animals, Jimara? Like, what does that mean?
As in, there's only animals and plants in the world, isn't it?
No, there's humans too.
Nah, man, we fall under the animal tree.
I think we as French, you speak for yourself.
Nah,
if you're
it's
an
true,
animal,
though.
you own that, you say that.
What do you do that's different to other
I'm
animals?
human.
What do you do that's different to other
I
animals?
have brain cells.
They have brain cells?
And I have salvation.
No, don't
That-
finish.
What the silliness is that? I tell you, I keep
That's
telling
not
you guys,
fair.
like, if I get to heaven and I see animals in there, I'm in flipping hell.
And would you not say you're an animal too?
No, I wouldn't. I would say, who let the animals in? That's what I would say.
That means
Gabriel?
they must have got salvation too.
Nope. They ain't got souls. They ain't got not a damn soul to the names.
Why do you think you're an animal, Emmanuel? If,
No, because,
if the Bible basically says we can eat animals and stuff.
Yeah, but animals can eat animals.
What are you talking about?
Animals eat other animals, bro.
You're a herbivore.
I didn't say that I didn't believe that animals could eat other animals, but I am not an animal. I'm a human being.
We have dominion over animals.
Tell
How
me
can
your
we?
reasoning for why you're not an animal, bro.
We have a dominion over
Because
them.
we were first.
First, okay, all right. All right, let's go back a bit. Right? First thing
There's
you
a
said,
distinction between human beings and animals.
I agree, Brent. But
No,
there's a
but you're
distinction between
saying that
lions
you're an
and
animal too.
because we are. We can't. We
Stop
can't want to that.
saying
Do you know that's my issue? That's
Just
oh
say
my
you.
gosh.
You're
That's
an
my
animal.
issue. That's my issue with your argument. I don't care what you say. Stop putting me in the same group as you.
Damn.
That's
Bringing
all I
people
care
in.
about. Like,
Stop
say
putting the humans
you
in. Exactly.
And your animals are like
All right,
are
all right.
animals.
All right.
Don't rope me. I can't be an animal by force. I'm not.
The thing is, this boy, he's saying what he's saying
man.
because he wants to basically say, just like the animals do, we are supposed to be doing.
What,
We're not supposed to be
polygyny? I
deviating.
swear.
We're not supposed to be deviating from our animal kin.
I'm not. In what capacity, Brent? I'm not saying. I'm just saying basically, right? Human beings. If you just look at like science and stuff, what we learned in school, they group us under two different things, isn't it? Like living
it's
organisms,
a bunch of
animals,
foolishness.
and plants. That's what I'm saying.
I never
Sorry,
learnt
mate.
that. I was never put. I never knew that they put humans under animals and I did really well in science. So I'm not sure what school you went to.
Maybe they changed it because obviously you're like younger and stuff. innit?
Clearly.
So maybe.
So I think at your time, you were like the first. Like,
No.
Darwin and them.
I'm
By
dead.
my
She
time,
said, she said Darwin.
we were upgraded. So this makes sense.
It's possible because our
No,
time,
it
I
is.
thought there was 9 planets in our time.
Yeah,
You thought there were
there's-
9 planets.
Nah, not anymore.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think they've changed those as well. I don't know what the planets are, but
They just
your
got rid of the
curriculum
last
is
one.
very different to mine. You were the early curriculum. I'm the updated, more knowledge curriculum.
All right.
Well, we're animals. Anyway, what pets are you guys gonna have? So what pet are you gonna have since
I was thinking
it's your
fish,
family?
because you don't have to do it.
It's your family members.
Your children.
No, there's animals being your sons. We wanna have a fish.
Can
Can vegans have pets?
yeah, why not? They're the ones who love the pets the most
That's weird though.
because they don't want to eat them.
Because
Innit?
isn't it for freedom? And if you're petting a pet, how is that freedom?
I don't. It's not more so for freedom. Just more so. Let's not harm them.
Ah,
That's
fair
that's
enough.
basically what it is. Yeah.
That's fair.
Do you know what's interesting? I was thinking on my walk this morning, and I was like, oh, when I get my own place, when I get my house, I might get a dog.
First of all, you're a phony.
This is where am I
You're
phony?
phony.
I'm not to let-
Because just the other day,
you didn't let me land.
he was,
You didn't let me land
sorry, the
Didn't let me
phoniness
land.
just jumped at me.
because I'm actually a phony. But the reason why I want to get a dog, yeah,
Goodness me.
is because I'm petrified of dogs, and I feel like it's really
You want to
pathetic.
live with what, Gina?
No, hear me out. I think it's childish, yeah. My phobia of dogs is actually childish and it pisses me off because I'm a grown-ass woman, but I'm petrified of dogs. Even tiny ones, it's very childish. So I'm like, maybe if I get a dog, it will help me get over my fear. But
Gina,
then I
you
was
will-
like, do you know what made me laugh? I thought, how are we going to survive in that house?
Okay. No,
Because,
no.
yeah.
How are you going to survive?
No,
Because
because
be fine.
I thought, I ain't going to feed it. Because I'm going to
Okay.
get close
Because you're
to
scared.
it.
You're the close.
No, because I literally thought about it and I thought, I'm going to get a dog. And I thought, but gee, the thing is, yeah, you're actually scared of dogs. So how's this going to work? Because you're not going to, I can't even pet or touch a small dog.
Like
I can't
a
do it.
baby one.
Nah.
Serious.
Like
Yeah,
I've
do you know-
tried before
yeah,
and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I was
Give me
like,
itch.
me and the dog are just going to be staring at each other.
I see you going to your mum's house and sleep over for the night.
Because
I
I'm
don't
like-
know how you're going from like 0 to 100.
Literally.
Like you don't go from having a phobia to living with one.
I know.
That's
But
wild.
I do want to. I genuinely think it's pathetic, and I don't.
No, but I don't think
I
it
don't
is,
want my
though.
kids to grow up here.
Yeah,
and
there
be
is
scared
that
of
as
dogs.
well. Yeah, there is
Because
that as well.
it's annoying. Like if I'm walking on road and a dog is walking behind me, I can't walk. You have to go in front of me.
Every time I think I want to get rid of that phobia, I see something in the news about dogs biting people's faces.
You know what I'm saying?
So for me, because I've got a phobia as well, but like animals with like fur and like scale, all animals really.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm even scared of insects. So
Yeah, see, insects I can do insects, but animals like moving 2-legged, 4 legs stresses me the heck out. But I'm at a place where phobias are not logical. A phobia is personalized for that individual. So I'm way past the point because a lot of people try to shame me for my phobia,
Same.
but you can't shame me because it doesn't make it makes sense for me.
Your phobias, right? Wait, how many phobias you got?
2
And what are they?
animals and big waters,
What do you mean big waters?
like
Yeah,
seas and
waters
stuff,
and seas.
beaches
That's
and all
not
that kind
something
of
to
stuff.
shame someone about, though. That's
But
a lot
people
of people,
do that
you
though.
know?
People do that though.
yeah.
Like, oh, just get over it. Well, if I could get over
get
it,
over
I
it.
wouldn't have the phobia. Because some people are scared of like anything, but I don't phobia shame
Yeah,
because it makes sense to that person. I don't know what people's experiences are,
exactly.
so you can't shame me.
That's legit to me.
I think the reason why the dog one annoys me, is because I think one, it's common, right? And obviously you see dogs all the time. And what annoys me is the way owners behave. I find it so.
I think it's so dismissive.
I think it's dismissive and it pisses me off because it's just like I'm not scared by choice. I don't wake up
is
and
it.
choose to be scared of a dog.
And
I don't want to be scared of a dog. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is it.
So when you're like, oh, he's not gonna bite, it's like, cool story, bro. Like, how does that help me?
yeah.
Oh, okay, he's not gonna bite. Who even told you that I'm scared of him biting me?
For me, he doesn't know me, so he has no reason not to bite me, or he has no reason not to want to jump on me, anything like that. So for me, like, I feel like I probably would have been in a place where I could work on it, but the way people just shame people with phobias, especially animal phobias. All right then, Superman, since you're comfortable with everything.
No, literally.
Not comfortable with the truth though, but you're comfortable with animals. Okay. So you can't because phobias make sense for each person, and
100%.
just things make people react in the way that it makes them react. Like literally, I will have a panic attack and have a breakdown.
If it was to jump on you and stuff.
Yeah, and you're telling me that I need to get over it. It's not that deep to you. That's your story. This is not mine. And I do think about the kids thing, about like I don't want to pass that phobia on to my kids, but no, I won't, because my husband won't be scared of them. So when it comes to that part, but I don't even go parks and stuff like that anyway, because it's all. Yeah.
Is it
But, yeah.
like certain proximity though? Like so for example, like at a farm and stuff, you're cool.
A farm? A farm? First of all, do you know what it is here? Okay, I have certain rules. Because really, my phobia has actually gotten a lot better. My manicurist has a dog, big up Toby, right? So she's so
does
great
mine.
at my nails. And I was either going to give in to my phobia or stop going to her.
Okay.
She does, my natural nails are, look at that, healthy and beautiful. So basically I had to make cuts. So I can be around Toby. Me and Toby are cool. Do you know what I mean? So my phobia is not like, except because again, I was working at it in my own pace, not because anyone shamed me to work on it.
Yeah.
So before I would cross the road, now I walk on the same side of the road. The other day, some lady looked lost and I asked her like, you're right, blah, blah. She had a dog and I just stood there. Dog tried to jump on me. I said, hey,
Relax.
let's chill down.
Literally cool
But I
down.
was calm to stand in front of her. So I feel like if you don't shame me about something, I'm working on it because I know I have it and I want to. It's not something I want to have, so I'm working on it in little steps. So my manicurist, when the dog is there, I literally be chilling there. And he'll be walking around me. Like I don't flinch anything like that. It's there. Do you get what I mean? But if it's those horrible pig/horse looking, panda looking dogs, I have no reason being around those.
100%.
You know the dogs as well that look like they're walking the owner.
Yes.
The owner's just like this. Because
Do you know what's frustrating?
excuse me, no.
My nail tech has a dog. Yeah, her dog is huge. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But the thing is, it's so funny because every time I go, she literally is just like, Gina, you've been coming in for 3 years.
They matter,
You've
mate.
watched Esme grow,
They mount.
and it's mad. Yeah. What? And the thing is, her dog. Generally speaking, though, her dog is big. Yeah, but she is quite a harmless dog. Like she don't bother me. But she's very dependent on her owner. So like she always wants to be around, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we were laughing because basically when I first used to go to her, she used to have to like put her lead on and then put her lead under the chair so she couldn't move. Because I couldn't deal with. I was like, nah.
Because that's not predictable.
She can't be walking around. And this, no, she has to stay. Do you know what I mean? Now, Esme can walk around, but even when she's walking around, yeah,
You still
I'll
feel
be like, Ellie, why she coming over here? And you know what frightens me when she looks at me in my face?
Oh,
I can't deal.
that's the worst.
When her dog,
I'm like, what are you thinking?
when her dog has eye contact with me, like game over.
That's
And
the
she's
worst.
like, she just look, no,
No.
don't look at my face.
Because we don't know what she's thinking.
No.
So how do I know she's not thinking this is a raggedy hole? Here you go again.
But I've got
I don't
better,
like you.
because
I don't like your scent.
I go there to get my nails done, innit? And every time I go, I always ask the same question. I was like, is she here today? And I'm like, I'm like, I don't have the capacity today. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to put. Sometimes I can be cool. Sometimes my
I just don't
anxiety
have
is too
any.
much. I'm like, you have to put her in your room.
Because the thing is, like, when they're chilled, yeah, sometimes they just chill. Like, Toby just chills in his spot, minding his business. But sometimes we just start, I'm like, hey, right, like, where are you walking to? Where are we going?
She had kids, yeah.
Then it's a lot.
She had kids and she was breeding. She had like 8
What, as in
Puppies.
animal kids?
puppies in the house.
Call them
Yeah.
kids. Women, actual kids.
But she had to
I thought
like.
you were going to say she got rid of the kids.
she
for
was
the
like,
puppy.
when you breed dogs and stuff, so she was going for like a breeding
That's
stage,
stressful.
yeah.
That's ridiculous. I'll be honest,
Jesus
I'm going to get my
Christ.
nails done.
No, but you know I was alright, yeah, because she literally like locked off her living room, so they were all there.
Okay,
so she's
good.
got a separate room. But then I remember like when she started selling them and they were going, there was one left, and then as it started growing, the one child, yeah, you know how children are just raggedy ass hoes because they're just very like hyperactive.
See, I don't like that.
Even the other day, yeah, I think the person she sold it to, she was like dog sitting, so there was 2 of them.
Yeah.
I said absolutely not.
It's a lot.
She even knew because the child is so excited, and where she's got wooden floors, do you know what sends me when I hear the pause?
Yeah, when I
hear
You feel like it's coming.
the dog walking again, it sends me. I'm like, Ellie, please.
That's my thing, man. Like, whenever I go to his house, I'm like, do you have any pets? Yes, okay. I'm scared. Do you mind putting them away, please? Because I don't. Oh, they can't. This is great. Thank you for this piece of information you've just given me. But my mind is not changed. If you could please kindly lock your offspring away, that'd be very great.
You said your offspring.
I just can't do it.
Well, why did these Nell people have got dogs anyway?
Because like normal people, that it's British. It's a British thing to have dogs.
Yeah,
so,
but
but it's just their job. A lot of people in your work have what's it called, dogs.
Yeah, but
But
it's
they
like,
don't have
But
to
she
bring it to work.
does nails from home though.
That's the thing. They work from home.
They work from home.
okay.
So we're going into and this is my thing
I'm
as
going
well.
to your house.
When I'm in the space of the dog, I feel bad when I say like, can you put it away, please? Come on,
Because
this is
it's
his
your house,
innit?
isn't it? Yeah.
But
Our.
secondly, I'm paying for a service.
Exactly,
So
it's a
unless you're gonna,
business. Yeah.
Esme, unless you're gonna be the one to give her whatever money I'm giving her, get in the cage, big man.
Girl.
Get in the cage.
100%.
And also, Esme knows the drill. Why should I have to say this every time? You know I'm not fond of you. I'm never coming here and rub your belly.
No, but it's true.
Get in the
though.
back.
I literally do think Esme has been 3 years. You know me.
That you know me now.
You know I ain't got time for you.
You know this.
You know I'm scared of
It's not gonna be any
you, so-
different today. Same shit as 3 weeks ago. Get in the cage, please.
Legit.
man.
It's a lot, man. So you are not having pets then, cut long story short.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think I do want to try the dog thing.
I think though, what I think you should do, I think try like dog sitting before you go and purchase one. Because it's you're really going from like, and I don't want to project, but you're really going from like 0 to
No, I
100.
literally am.
Because I'm leaving the house. I can't go from I don't like animals, I've got phobia,
Yeah.
fear. Do you know what fear is? Actual fear.
Yeah.
To now I'm gonna buy one and have it with me. I'm gonna have to move out and call RSPCA to come
Do you,
get it.
do you know how I know? Do you know how I know?
Give them the keys.
Do you know how I know my phobia is real? I used to live with my ex before, and basically in the building, yeah, like the neighbours opposite
Yeah.
had 2 dogs. And
I'm missing, you know, I'm missing, like I'm gonna be late to my places.
no, but you know what's really sad? It was like everyone knew because at least twice a week you'd hear me scream, like you'd hear me screaming because I'm gonna meet you in the lift or something.
Imagine, like, oh, sorry,
So
it's
what,
just, you know, again.
so what I used to do, yeah, is I'd press the lift, yeah, and then run into the house
And then
and
when
wait for the doors open and then go out because I can't, because they don't always bark in it, but they bark when they see people, and I'm very jumpy,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna scream.
Or they hear, if like they're inside the house, if they hear you outside, they
Yeah,
start
they
barking.
start barking,
In
yeah.
my mind, you're already outside. In my mind, your teeth is on my bum.
No, it was
in
too
my mind.
much. Like too
It's actually
much.
sad. Like I hate the fact that it's like that. I met someone at my gym years ago, and he basically said to me to do hypnotherapy.
I consider that, you know.
But I said, yeah, but my thing is though, with hypnotherapy, you have to be completely submissive. I can't have you adding in extra commands in there. Do you know what I mean? Like I come here to get my phobia of dogs hidden away. Next thing I'm your
And you're
bride.
talking about something else.
Next I'm in love with you. Excuse me. I don't know what's going. No. So I just couldn't do that. I don't think I want to dabble in such things.
Do you believe in it?
No.
You don't believe it works?
No.
You don't believe in going there?
I think it works for he who believes.
Okay.
Like witchcraft.
Like
Okay.
religion?
If you believe in it, it works for you.
Is it like religion?
If it works for you, see, I'm just ignoring him today. I'm not in the mood. If someone doesn't believe, it wouldn't do. Actually, to be fair, religion is, yeah. He who believes in God believes in God.
Yeah.
He who don't claims Islam sometimes.
Sometimes when it is that we see the hypnotherapy working, it's on people who are like completely against it and believe it doesn't work at all, innit?
Yeah.
That's true though.
And then back
They
on
say
the
that.
heels and that.
But I don't know, because I don't know who you're consulting to get control of my mind and my brain. That's my issue with it. If it was a thing where it was like a night vigil, where you're consulting the Almighty God to intervene, fair. But I don't know who. It's like when people do the whole crystal ball and they try and talk to the dead and stuff like that. Who are you channeling to make these things happen?
It might not be that, you know. I think maybe they're able to say a particular thing or ring a particular bell that, like, connects with a certain part of your brain.
But
the
you know
part
what's-
where you don't have real control over.
But that's the thing, that there was an episode of this in That's a Raven, right? Because that means, yeah, if it's like a bell is how I'm now pro dogs, pro animals. What if I'm in the park, right? And then someone's on a bicycle, but he's jogging with
when
his
it
dog.
rings a bell.
There's like ding, now I'm pro dog. Ding, I'm anti dog. Ding.
Yeah.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, we finished.
I'm finished. I'm never finished. Confused
running in
states.
and out of the park.
Listen, I'd never get arrested. You've been reporting on me. I've been done out here. It's ridiculous.
Oh man.
But because I don't know who you're consulting, I just don't think when it comes to consulting life and Mother Nature and the earth and the powers that be. So the power in one name in my household. So I'm good, love.
Amen.
So I'm gonna just stay with my phobia. It's not killing anybody. It's not hurting anybody, and I'm navigating slowly but surely. Yeah. What pet would you have, Brent? You say it's something like a lion or something.
What pet would I have? Maybe a human being.
Well, according to E-Man, it can be. You're all the same people.
We're all animals, man.
You're an animal.
You're an animal.
What pet would I have?
You think of a human being? You know what? No, I'm not even
You're gonna go to
I'm not indulging. What the hell? He's actually running through names in his head. Ridiculous. Absolutely
Let's push
ridiculous.
on then. Have you got any Love Island like recap?
Oh yeah. Oh, get Sammy out of here, man. I'll be honest. None of those people
No, but hold on
passed
a
the
minute.
psych evaluation. They didn't. They're,
You know
they're
what?
crazy.
What did Sam?
Looney Tunes. They
I
are.
don't think Sammy did anything wrong though.
Nah, he did, man.
How?
So basically, yeah,
Because
he.
I watched. Obviously, I didn't see. I missed. I went to buy Oreos. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
So I missed.
I am an Oreo.
Bro, I had.
I'm
I
very
had a
pro
whole
Oreos.
in one sitting.
I'm very pro Oreos.
No, it was so bad.
It's bad.
I
But
stopped.
I'm
This is why I stopped.
very
with biscuits,
pro
you know.
Oreos.
Do you know what's nuts? Yeah?
vegan, though.
I had a massive urge. I wanted something sweet yesterday at 9 p.m. I was like, I need Oreos. And I was fighting the urge. Then it got to like the break, and I said, no, let me
And I've
go
got to
corner
get
shop.
them. Yeah.
Went corner shop. I bought Oreos. And I was like, I'm gonna go down for. Even I boxed the whole.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole roll.
Whole roll.
That's
By the
what I
time,
do.
By the time I was done, the packet was there, scrunched up.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately my default, you know. That's why I just stopped having.
But with
And this is
me,
the
generally
thing, though.
speaking, yeah, if I was gonna usually if I ever buy them, I buy like the thins or like the packets that
I
come in
hate
like
the
a
thins. They've
four.
got different formula.
Yeah,
The thins is a waste of bloody time.
they don't do
Or-
they
or
don't do the
They
job.
don't do nothing. And
Or
it's-
the
it
normal
tastes
one in
different.
the pack of 4. You know how you can get them in the pack of
Oh,
4?
the minis.
The minis.
Okay.
So at least
You
with
don't know about
them.
me. I'm eating all 6 packets.
No,
of
but you got
minis.
4 in it. So after the 4, I can't justify opening another packet.
Oh, yeah,
But you
I
see,
get you.
yesterday, free fall.
Yeah, I this is my thing with Oreos. Like, I love Oreos so much. If I could be anything, I'd be an Oreo. I love them so much. But that's my thing. And when I have a craving, I need to find a new way to get rid of my cravings. 'Cause one thing about me, I'm going to crave.
But I usually, to be fair, generally speaking, I don't give in to them though.
That's good.
I mean, it was bare late. I was thinking, Gina, go for yourself, just go to bed. But I gave in.
But yeah, so when you went to get the Oreos, you
I
missed
missed
it.
the,
Recoupling.
yeah.
So basically, okay. So basically, this is what it is, yeah. He was coupled up with Jess. First, when he came in the house, he liked Molly. But Molly had Mitch and Zach doing the entanglement over her. So I feel like by default, he had to step back from Molly.
Okay.
If he had his way, he would be with Molly. That's just there. That's there. But he ended up being with Jess. Jess is the funny, goofy girl. Pretty, but
I
she's
love
a funny
her, you
girl.
know.
She's vibes.
She is my
Except when she
kind.
tried to set up the black women with her tears. I didn't like that.
She's my kind of girl, though.
So she's on sticky note for me right now. I don't trust her. Don't trust her carrying with her tears. So basically, he's with Jess here, but he's been saying to Jess, like, you're my type, da-da-da-da. But then Leah came in, the bombshell. These are the most unbombshelled bombshells I've ever come in the house.
Yeah.
They didn't even go off a sparkler. They're the worst, right? So one of them's left now. That's how they did not bombshell nothing. They didn't even slightly match. nothing. But anyways, right?
One of them was like an older.
Yeah, she's the one who left. I'm so sad. I feel bad, but she's gonna find a husband now though, because she wants a husband and kids.
Okay.
And because of that, she's actually she can get a guy. So I feel like now she's come out. Her DMs, literally, Catherine said, who was it? Like Richie. Catherine said to Richie, "Go in your DMs, mate. You'll be fine." And that is the game. So, anyways, now, so he liked Leah as well. But what he kept saying to Leah, he was saying to Jess that he and Jess are like, we're here. You are my type. Da 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 da. He even said to Jess like, "Oh yeah, like with Leah it's like flirting, but you know what? I've had a conversation with her. I realized no, you're the one for me." But then he's saying to Leah, "I'm not really sure Jess is the one because I've got sexual chemistry with you. I don't have that with Jess. Don't talk about not having sexual chemistry with me. On my charity case, cool." So this is what he's saying to Leah. So he's telling Leah, and he's like, "I love how we flirt. Like I feel like things are just easy with us." Essentially, he's lying to both girls, right? So for Jess, yeah, because he told Jess that yeah, Leah's not even a thing. She didn't even notice when they're having chat. She didn't even think about it because he already told me it's not a thing. He's saying to Leah, "I'm confused between you two." Cool. They have a random recoupling on Friday when we voted or whatever. He's in the bottom. And so is Leah. Jess now, he realizes that Jess is a strong candidate and the public like her because the public voted. All of a sudden now, he can see clearly. All of a sudden now, he wants to settle down with Jess. Cool. But the thing is, he never had the conversation with Leah to let her know I've picked Jess. So this is the part you missed. When they were doing, they did a random recoupling because people, no one's sleeping with anyone they like basically. So they did a recoupling in the middle of the day. It gets to him now. His speech, he basically said how, "Oh, I'm going to couple up with this girl because we get on really well. She's just my type, blah, blah." He said, "I feel like we've had a test the past couple of days, but I realized that, nah, actually, what I want is Jess." He basically called Leah a test. And it was so rude because you haven't had the conversation with her. So she found out right there and then that he actually wants to be with Jess. And then on top of that as well, you call me a test. And I think it's just because basically they were bombshells. Tyreek did the same thing to Leah, where he was basically talking to Ella, but using Leah to make Ella jealous. Then he dumped Leah out of nowhere, got back with Ella. Do you get what I mean? And I think Zach tried to talk to her as well. So it's like a thing where like people keep treating her like she's just disposable. So it hurt her feelings, so she was upset. She was like, I feel like, she was like to him, like, you could have been more respectful. This boy is talking about, well, that's a you problem. He literally said, that's your problem. He was like, I feel like you're upset because I didn't pick you. He's moving like he's a flipping, he's the buffest in the house. Audrey said it best. Audrey from Receipts. She said she can't explain, but she said his eyebrows and his beard makes it like he's wearing a disguise.
I'm done.
I don't know, I see it. So he's moving, and the thing is, but the way he handled it was so bad, yeah, that even Zach, who people were cussing, had to be like to him, like, listen, bro, you need to be accountable.
Yeah, I saw
he was
that,
like, you went there and she's telling you how she feels, and you're just bare defensive. He was like, it's not about that. It's about being accountable and realizing what it is that you didn't do right. So then Jess is like to Leah, like, oh, I'm just like, what's going on? Like, why are you upset? Is everything okay? So Leah was like, well, because he didn't tell me that he was on you. And then Jess is like, oh, but he told me 2 days ago that he stopped talking to you. That this is not a thing. So now she's like to Leah, like, I'm actually sorry you feel this way. And she's like, it's annoying because, so they had their first kiss. Then had the recoupling, where he finally could see clearly. Had their first kiss. Jess obviously went into the room, she's like to girls, I got my first kiss, blah, blah. Leah was there. So she was like, I feel bad because I've come in celebrating this thing. This time, this same guy's lying to you. She's like, I'm sorry that I didn't even clock that. She's then gone to talk to Simon, like, bro, I don't know, like, I feel like you haven't been honest. He's like, stop saying I'm not honest. I was honest. What is it? Da, da, da. I feel like the girl's just upset because I didn't like her. Anyway, last game out of there. I'm over him. I'm over them. I'm just over. They're all crazy to me. They're all psychos. And obviously Leah now got picked by Mitchell. But every girl that gets picked by Mitch, she looks upset. She literally looks like she'd rather leave the house than be with him.
Who's Mitch? Is Mitch the French?
No, that's what's his name, Mehdi, and he annoyed me again because he keeps. So basically, I don't feel like he likes Whitney at all. Yeah, it's fair because she doesn't like him either. But my thing is that she can pretend. She can, but he looks disgusted. Like he looks angry at her all the time. Yesterday he told her for something again. So basically, when they were doing the recoupling,
so she laughed or something.
Because she was giggling. She was like, "Oh, he's so dramatic." But it was like because she's shy, so she was giggling. He was like, "I feel like you were laughing when I was doing the recoupling. That was disrespectful." Like, he talks to her like he's her dad. And I just can't deal with, like, he's always got something. And even in his speech, he was like, oh, despite her loud side, she's actually caring. I was like, oh, dear, here we go with the racism again. Stop it. I'm over it, man. I'm over Mehdi as well. He needs to leave as well. I need them to bring in a 6 foot or just a sexy black man for Whitney. Because this is just out here just doing comedian of the house. She's just a jester. That's at this point.
They probably will though.
They need to. I feel like Casa Moore is where she's going to get that.
How long they got to wait till that though?
We've got a few weeks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because I'll be honest, if this show, I don't know. I'm just over it, if I'm being honest. It's juicy and all, but it's just not. I feel like every episode just shows me how crazy all of these people are. And I think that there must be somewhere on the internet. There's like a how to beat the psych evaluation test. All the people are crazy. They're all weird. They're all weirdos. And then the boys as well, what's his name? Tyreek, who literally professed his love for Ella the other day. The new guy comes in, yeah. He's talking to Ella. Tyreek is fuming. Talking about, I feel like you're doing this to piss me off.
Yeah, but what was you doing the other day?
You literally lips another girl in a challenge. And you've done all these crazy things. And all it is a new guy's pulled her for a chat. He's like, you're over there just giggling and smiling from ear to ear. I was like, no, these men are mad. He's like, this is why I don't want to be in relationships. This is why I prefer being single. I'm like, no. You prefer being single because you haven't worked on yourself, you flipping psychopath. I'm over it, man. They're all crazy to me. They're all just crazy. Zach looks like he's calm now. But I looked at, who was it? What's that girl's name that was on last year? The black girl, and she's from Zimbabwe.
Tanya.
Tanya. She was on Madam Joyce's podcast, and she was talking about the way the day is set up. And now I see why the life looks like it's left Zach. Because when Zach came in, yeah, he looked like he was very excited to be there. Like, this is going to be a lit ass holiday with his boys. But as the days go on, it's like the light is just continuing to dim out of these boys' eyes. And I saw a snippet from when Tanya went on Madam Joyce's. Apparently, yeah, they're like separated the whole day. It's like a little lab rat situation. Like they're in a lab, and they're being watched the whole day. They have to ask to go to the bathroom, and then they'll be like, yeah, or they'll be like, oh, not now. Wait a minute, or whatever. They don't spend time with each other. They separate them, and apparently, even when they have lunch and dinner, they have it like individually.
Why?
Because apparently they don't want to miss anything. So you can't have conversations. They're mic'd up 24 hours. The only time you're not mic'd up is when you go in the shower. As soon as you come out the shower, if you don't put your mic on straight away, they're like, excuse me, put your mic on, whatever. If you want to go to it, you have to say it out loud, by the way. Like, I need toilet. Then a voice would be like, no, not yet. Wait a few minutes kind of thing. We'll let you know when kind of thing. So yeah, they can't sit together for lunch or whatever because they might talk about something and they need them to act it out. So apparently some of the storylines we see as well, it's like repeated. It's like multiple takes of the same situation.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. And literally, she was like, in the contract, it literally says you're mic'd 24. You're going to be filmed 24/7. Wow. Apparently, the only day they don't get filmed. Actually, I think they do get filmed. Is when they go to the beach and stuff on Saturday. Like the day where they come in, the cleaners and all that, whatever.
Okay, cool.
So every Saturday. But even then, I'm like, no, because something could happen there. So they're literally filming them all the time. They don't want to miss anything because I guess if something happens, how will they bring it to the public? But they need to do what Real Housewives do.
Which is what?
So basically, if you're not mic'd up and something happens and the camera guys are just there, they'll have like subtitles. They'll be like, oh, this will happen before filming. Have a little caption. And then we'll see that behind the scenes and then they make them talk about it. But obviously, Love Island is very like production. It's just stupid, man. But all the people are crazy. And I don't know how many episodes I have left in me, but we'll just see.
Right.
That's all there is to say anyway. Let's get into our headlines.
Let's do it. Okay, so our first headline. Brent, if you don't mind clicking that link here so people can see this video that I'm going to be referring to. But Michael Gove has come out and said that a video showing the Conservative Party, the workers, at a Christmas party during lockdown in 2020 is terrible and completely out of order.
There's been like 2 Christmases since that party.
Yeah. But this is the first time they've released this footage of this particular thing.
Oh, you're on the vibe of get over it, leave it.
Yeah.
I am so against that.
I know. You say this every time I say what I
because
say.
it's so wild to me.
It's crazy. If you see how much fun they were having in this video.
Now, how dare you be having so much fun?
Is Boris in there?
No, it's
Oh, damn.
But yeah, man,
They had a time though. They had a
bomb.
time. They had a time.
it did.
To be honest, yeah, anyway.
But yeah, while Brent's getting
Brent might
out,
shake.
but basically the Levelling Up Secretary Michael Gove was reacting to the video obtained by the Mirror, which showed people dancing and drinking at a gathering, ignoring strict social distancing rules imposed by
They're
the
the Christmas
government.
jumpers.
Yeah, everything.
This video of the party has been published by the...
Now they're having a time.
This is whilst they're telling everybody to
Yeah.
stay inside. And
Can you imagine?
Yeah, because you
Different
eggs followed their
NHS.
instruction. I don't know why you sort of thought they were the ones to be getting information from.
Look at this guy.
Personally, at the time when I first heard about the party, I thought they worked hard this year. They just have a party, Christmas party.
That guy is an MP for a particular thing, you know. He's not like a regular guy. He's a yeah.
Nah, is that his girl?
Somebody's. I don't know.
Not his.
look at these guys.
Not a picture. Now they're dumb though. How are you gonna do all of that knowing you're breaking the rules and have receipts?
But they're thinking they're all on the same side. But
Someone's
someone
leaking this
snitched. Yeah, 100%.
I wonder how much they're getting paid to snitch.
Boy, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, man. Michael Gove was speaking to Sophie Ridge on Sunday, and he said that the fact this party went ahead is indefensible. At least 24 people were reportedly at the event, which took place at the Conservative Party headquarters on the 14th of February of 2020. And Michael Gove, again, speaking to Sky News, he said, I just want to apologise to everyone, really, who, looking at that image, will think, well, these are people who are flouting the rules that were put in place to protect us all. He added that he is sure the people that he's sure that the people there feel contrite, or at least I hope they do.
Sorry.
Sorry, go.
What do people want to happen? For all of them to be fired?
I don't know, or something.
Bren, what is the kind of justice you have in mind? What would you like?
All right, so
Here we go, oh,
my
damn.
problem with this
Yes.
is that this floppy-haired dude would come on national TV and lie and lie and lie and lie
Boris.
and lie, 100%.
In fact, he's got a hairdresser,
And
sorry.
other people weren't allowed to do certain things, and they were punished. For
Yes,
doing
and
certain
fined,
things.
actually, yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that it is that he was partying, his whole cabinet, his whole team were partying, and he would come on the podium and say this, that, and the next. Sorry, once it is that this, you get rumbled, my friend, don't get jailed, obviously.
It's not obvious, you know. Some people like take them.
I don't think jailing is the justification or justice served here. But just get shamed.
Shamed how though?
You know how in not Lord of the Rings, what's the other one?
Harry Potter.
No, the good one,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. How that woman had to walk through the streets. And
Oh,
people
don't
threw
Ceci.
tomatoes.
Shame.
Like shame.
That was like the best. Honestly, I found that scene so hilarious.
I've always wanted to do that, you know. I've always wanted to be like a public heckler.
Yeah.
It's like shame.
And the fact this is, I guess, 2023's version of it, because this has done its wrongs on social
Like,
media. So every
for
person's face on there, everybody's going to be remembering that they were moving wicked. And each time they see him, they might throw a tomato or an egg at them.
Do you know what I think though? Good. For them to take, because all the people that got fines, I don't think those fines were ever cancelled. Some of them probably still do direct debit for them.
That's
They
crazy,
should be
man.
cancelled.
Sorry,
It's
this was
going
meant
for a
to,
lot there.
it's on silent. So I,
I
don't
feel
know
like
why I
they
did
should.
that.
Their
It should be rescinded, yeah.
it should be
Refunded.
rescinded, but then no, they pay it though. So like, because they need to be fined.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a girl on LBC and she was like how she literally was on a walk with a friend who lived like maybe somewhere, and they got fined like something stupid, not like £200. I remember like 1,000, something crazy for walking whilst white.
That's ridiculous.
Who would have ever thought would ever see that?
You know.
It was crazy.
Do,
So I feel like they should be fined.
do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah, but if you're in a place of leadership, that is one of the perks.
I hear that, but they're not in leadership.
The MPs.
No, as in,
You're listening to
Boris
it.
is the main guy here. Look, them people are them people.
To be fair,
100%.
Boris did tell you guys that he didn't hear it. He was in the office working hard.
What?
He said he was in his office. He didn't hear the music.
You saw the clink clink picture.
Yeah,
of
but
him,
he
right?
said he was just there that he just went in for that clink clink and then went
Yeah,
out.
left.
No, this is not the full story. There are several times, several different instances of him flaunting, and he lied to Parliament saying, "Nah, it didn't happen." It didn't happen. And when his picture came out, then he was like, nah, that was a brief second. I just came in to tell them,
So yeah,
distance, please.
keep the noise down.
Sure.
Self-preservation, innit?
No. This is just wayward. And the fact that it's out, cool, it's out. Let everybody on social media see it.
Cook them.
Let it. Whatever comes off the back of this, you deserve everything.
I think they should find each and every one of them, all the attendees, find them, and let's just get this over and done with. Like, I'm bored of listening to this.
Reminder, I didn't listen to any of the instructions they gave to society. I was out and about.
Oh, so you're fine for the people that did.
No, well, yeah. I knew people that there was a funeral they couldn't attend.
Okay.
There was a wedding they had to basically do on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then people were arguing with them, saying you're costing people lives going on about. That's mad.
Yeah, it's true.
That's mad. Nobody's coming to tell me. I was like, oh, okay. Right.
I'm so done.
There was a time when I was going to, I think, Keith's house to record a 3 Shots episode. And
Someone said shame.
no. All I was saying is bing, 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 bing. You know the banging of the thingamajiggies, the pots
door.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at it, it was time to clap for the NHS.
Oh.
All down the road, people were doing it. It was so crazy.
Did you feel like they were clapping for you?
No.
That would have been lit to walk in the middle of the road and everyone just clapping. Like, yeah, it's all right. Calm down. Stop.
I mean, do what you
It is
want,
sad, though,
but
'cause
hide it.
Dude,
Don't
this is it.
let this come out.
My thing was that it's the receipts. And so there's a snake in there. And the snake went there for the purposes of snitching.
Yeah.
Because how is all this footage coming out 3 years later and new footage is still coming out? Someone went there thinking, oh, bet. All right, I didn't get that promotion. Watch then.
I
None
don't
of y'all
know.
getting promoted.
I think that this was released to basically put the nail in the coffin for Boris.
But he already quit though the other day.
No, he did. He was looking to come back.
Yeah.
He was
yeah, I
edging to
remember.
come back.
But we just said he quit on Thursday.
That's because of this.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're
This-
still
because
trying
of
to bring
this.
out a report.
To be fair, the man is... Anyway, yeah. It's crazy, man. Shame.
Anyway, so our second headline, Suella Braverman. She's back in the news, man. Well, kind of, anyway. So the number of Home Office staff receiving diversity training has more than doubled, apparently, under Suella Braverman's leadership of the department, despite her assertions that such lessons are a waste of taxpayers' money and should be banned. She wants to ban this, 1 month before, she was promoted to Home Secretary in Liz Truss's cabinet, and Braverman fiercely criticised equality sessions across Whitehall, revealing that she had blocked officials at the government legal department from attending such courses. But in the first 6.5 months of Braverman's leadership of the Home Office, the number of civil servants in the department receiving public sector equality training increased to 126 a month, from just over 80 a month under Braverman's predecessor, Priti Patel. In response to a parliamentary question from the Shadow Attorney General, Emily Thornberry, the Home Office Minister, Chris Phillip, said 835 staff received the training between the start of September of 2022 and mid-March. The training was one of the key recommendations made in 2020 by Wendy Williams in her Windrush Lessons Learned review, which outlined the steps the Home Office needed to take in order to avoid any repeat of that scandal. And that's it for the headlines.
All right, let's get into topic of the day.
All right. So today's topic of the day, this is really going to be, I guess, more so you guys' perspective on this, right? But I was watching something from somebody on that I follow on Instagram, and she was talking about body positivity and how, for her at least, she feels it's a hoax because she's a slim type of black woman, right? She ain't necessarily got all the curves and all this type of stuff there, right? That the world seems to be, like just falling over for, right? And she was saying body positivity doesn't really affect them because it seems like there's more negativity that's kind of shone on people who are slimmer, right? But when you're a big woman, for example, it's more so, be positive about how you look and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And almost kind of shaming the men that even prefer to go for women with more slim and slender frames.
Physique.
Physiques. So I want her to actually speak for herself, innit? So, Brent, if you don't mind, you play the link and tell me what you guys think about this, right? Is there any truth to what she's saying? Have you guys observed this yourself?
Scam body positivity is. When it comes to women like Lola Brooke or Coyle Ray, women who might be petite, they don't have the biggest breasts, they don't have the biggest booty, there's no body positivity for women like that. As a matter of fact, men who are attracted to slim or petite women are accused of being attracted to children. I guess if you slim, you're supposed to be single forever. I just want to make a point that before they started injecting all of our food, our meats with growth hormones, before they started putting sugar in everything to make it more addictive, before they started prescribing birth control to preteen girls under the guise of fighting acne, before they started putting hormone disruptors in our soaps, lotions, deodorants, etc., before they started doing all that, being slim or not having body galore was not super out of the ordinary. No one can negate the fact that over the years, Americans specifically have gotten heavier and heavier as the days go by. Y'all ever think about how the average person would look without all the chemicals and additives in our food and body products? So instead of shaming women for having smaller frames, let's actually respect all body types like y'all say y'all do. Here's a sidebar. Have y'all noticed that the female artists that promote body positivity never really have obese or overweight men as their love interest? I wonder why. Is it because big girls deserve to have perfect men too? What about big boys? Do they deserve perfect fit women? I don't know. This is just the questions that need answers. And further proof that body positivity is a hoax. I'm gonna tell you.
So that's it. So based on that, guys, what's your thoughts?
It's the way Esther looked at me straight away, like, ma'am. All right, I do think, that there's a different energy that's given towards, like, slimmer, petite women than there are to, like, thicker, like, people on the bigger side. I saw a post the other day, actually, that had Coi Leray, Meg Thee Stallion, and Lizzo. So it's like, Coi Leray is insulted for being too slim and too skinny, right? Meg Thee Stallion is being cast for being tall and sturdy. And then Lizzo's cast for being oversized. Like, you can't win and you can't please everybody, basically. Which I agree with, but I do definitely think that Meg Thee Stallion does not get anywhere near the same level of stick as Coi Leray does or that Lizzo does. So I don't think it's a fair playing field, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think Coi Leray gets a lot of hate?
Yeah, I do. I do think because she's quite slender and not, like she said, like the desired physique that most people that's in trend, that's trending right now anyway.
Do you know, actually, she definitely does, because the other day, Latto had a big, I was going to say big Latto, then I said Latto.
You have to say, do you know what?
Big Latto.
You have to say American, because Latto sounds
It sounds like saying Latto.
Girl.
Big Latto had a song, and one of her bars was something to do with, like, Coi Leray. Let me see if I can find it. And Coi went off. Like, it wasn't like a diss or anything. Big Latto Coi Leray lyric. She literally went off, and it was like, okay, yeah, you're definitely talking from PTSD. So she says, she says, smoking on that gas, blunt big as Coi Leray. Bitches like to run them up, blah, blah. And Coi Leray basically accused her of body shaming her.
No, but when you say it, because Coi Leray's not big, so you basically saying that the blunt is small. Like,
No, I think she's trying to say it's kind of like when 50 said guns. I got guns the size of Lil Bow Wow.
exactly.
He's not trying to say he's got small guns. He's trying to say my guns are human size, but obviously not like I've got big guns type thing.
I didn't. That's not how I saw it though.
Well, Coi was like, let's fight, like this and that. She's like, oh, you guys want to rap beef so bad. Stop talking about my body. Yeah, I guess I do think the PR for slim, I wouldn't say slim women. I think slimness is still in play, and it also depends on the, what's it called, the what am I trying to say? Not environment, not atmosphere. What am I saying? The place you're at.
Okay. Climate.
No.
Country.
It's kind of like country, but depends on the culture of the place, whatever. Okay, yeah. But someone like in Nigeria, for example, like, if everyone gets it, to be fair, but like, I feel like being slim is more desirable than being big, if that makes sense. I feel like when you're skinny, then it's like, oh, she's paying for this skinny.
Okay.
So there is that. And some women are naturally like that, and people just assume like you got like anorexia or this, and generally assume that you've made yourself this way from some form of body eating disorder. I guess I don't think I think when people talk about body positivity, they don't always include the slim girls.
But why is that though? Why is it that we kind of? Is it more so us trying to, for lack of a better word, like baby the more obese people, and I feel like they're the only ones who have an issue. So let's try and.
No, do you know what it is? I think because for 1 year, essentially, if you're fat shaming people, it's because you want them to be slim.
Okay.
So the slim girls, that's always kind of been like more the desirable look. It's now that we have that. When you think about all the early celebrities, Jennifer Aniston, all these girls and friends and girlfriends, all of that stuff, being slim was the look. Like at one point, being slim was the look. Now, being meaty in terms of having a bum, having breasts, now that's the look. Having the hourglass figure is the look. So I think because of that, people don't. There's not much attention paid to slim girls, but people make comments because the comments. I feel like the comments towards slim girls now is that you ain't got nobody. You have no. Do you know what I mean? Like you have no bum. You have no assets. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like that's why it's overlooked. But with being fat has never been in fashion. Yeah. Because even with the girls who are thicker, if you've got bum and you've got hips and your waist is kind of smaller than your hips, you're seen as you're thick. You're not fat, you're thick. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like that's why there was never really any energy given to slim because they were the aesthetics people were trying to get at one point. Yeah. All these diet plans, all these milkshakes, all that stuff, all that fat slimming, all of that was directed at you being slim at one point. Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of like a thing where they're overlooked. Kind of like the colorism thing.
Okay. Like your struggle's not that deep because you were desired at some point, right?
At some point.
Whereas, like Esther said, when being fat has never been in fashion.
Is that the case though in the black community though?
Being fat, yes.
No, sorry, with the slim.
No,
slim thing.
I think though in the black community, no, because there's a lot of women who are shamed for not like if you're Ghanaian. Let me use because I'm Ghanaian, right? Yeah. Like you can be most people expect Ghanaian women to have big bums and to be curvaceous. Yeah. And there's like I've spoken to some girls who are like they don't have that physique and it's like does that mean I'm less Ghanaian? Do you get what I mean? It's like because like society deems that your culture you're meant to look a certain type of way because of your culture. It's like am I less of a do you know what I mean? Am I seen as less than because I don't have these assets? Like how comes it missed me? Do you know what I mean? So I do think in our community it's slightly different because I think black women in generally like are perceived to meant to have like this curvaceous figure, small waist, big bum. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't have that, it's like not like you're less of a woman, but I do understand that like you probably will feel looked down upon. Obviously, I guess I try not to talk about it a lot because I feel like I'm speaking from a place of privilege, so I can never relate. But it'd be silly for me to sit here and be like, no, they're not overlooked or like they're not made to feel some type of way because I do feel like they probably are they're body shamed.
Yeah, in Nigeria you definitely get you get slim shamed and fat shamed.
But back in the day though, like as in our parents' generation, remember back home, a lot of the women were slim, right, and tried to put on weight.
Yeah, but you know,
were they?
I feel like being slim is calm. Coil Ray is skinny. Yeah, they're slim and skinny. So the skinny girls have always had it where people. Yeah, you're painfully skinny because you look like you can get snapped in two. You're what's it called? Yeah, they've always had so many comparisons and they've been shamed for time. So I feel like being slim from my perspective. Obviously, I'm not a slim girl, but that hasn't looked like it's had a lot of hate for me. Witnessing that it's being skinny. That's where the hate resided. If you look like you could be like, even some people say stuff like, "Oh, you're ill." Or like even when someone loses weight, they'll be like, "Oh, you're ill. Like, what are you going through? You're dying." Do you know what I mean? Like, those comments are shaming them. So
should there be more of effort to bring some type of body positivity message to the slim girls?
I think everyone needs to. I think the key to body positivity is everyone mind their business.
Honestly, do you know why? Yeah,
mind your business.
When I went to Ghana in March, my uncle, I'm sorry, and this is the thing that annoys me about Africans, because you talk out the side of your mouth. You talk out of the side of your ass, like. I'm so sorry because my uncle, your belly is triple the size of mine. This is him to me. Oh, Akuya, you've put on weight. You was manageable and sizable before, but now you're not. You know what I'm looking at?
Not with your belly touching your knees.
Thought, wait.
You need to relax.
Are you talking like?
And that's
I was
thing,
so
like,
confused.
It's kettle black.
Because I literally looked down and I thought, wait, and goes, no, but you wasn't like this before. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not big. Yeah, I've put on weight. I know I have, and it's been intentional from when you last saw me, but I'm not. Man said you were manageable and sizable
before. So you're potable.
Are you okay in the head? And I told, obviously, my mum was laughing. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, don't mind my brother." Like she gets it all the time, innit? But like Africans don't.
They have no
They
awareness.
act like you don't have a mirror. I don't get it. Like I look in the mirror every day. Like everyone. I feel like people know when they put on weight.
Yep.
Your clothes will tell you when you've put on weight. Your
face
mirror will tell you. No one's in denial. So it's like when people make these comments, I always think, do you think I don't have a mirror or I'm blind or do you know what I mean? Like sometimes just mind the business that pays you, especially when you're coming, like you have a glass house and you're throwing stones.
That's very cheeky, you know. And that's my thing. I feel like there's no need for a body positivity movement. Everyone just minding their business. Because really and truly, what is my size got to do with you? Like, how does that affect you in any kind of way? What does this person looking like? How does that affect your well-being?
But what if we care?
Why? Don't care then.
No, because it can be like very unhealthy, don't it? So if
But
you're too skinny, if
why
you're
do you
too
care?
fat, because it's bad for you.
But what's it got to do with you? Ultimately,
No, it's just
everything.
me caring as a human.
Nah, everything has to ultimately come down to what it's got to do with you. Because then Gina's uncle can also say he cares.
He probably does.
But what's it got to do with him?
How does
It's
she?
just that my
Everyone has-
niece, you know.
But you know, like, you can't notice something about somebody that they don't know about themselves. You can't point out insecurities about me that I already did not know about and was not already dealing with. So when you go out and you're telling someone they're slim and you're telling someone that they're too skinny, they're too that, they already know. 9 out of 10 times they already know. So that's my issue, is that mind you don't need to voice your concerns because really and truly, it has nothing to do with you. It makes no difference to your life.
How are you?
Good morning.
Bola.
Hello.
Is it Saleh?
Hello. Yes.
Saleh.
Should've known.
Yes. Good morning. How's everyone today?
All good,
Okay,
thank
how
you.
are you today? Should ask.
I'm very well. Very well. You know what? I only started listening. I was a bit late this morning. I only started listening like 10 minutes ago, and then halfway through that video, I came on, and I think I've got a lot of I've got a lot to say about this topic actually. Now,
I bet.
Surprise.
Esther, you said that, what's it called? Like, why should people care? Yeah. Okay. If we're speaking about the people within your life, like your family and friends. So are you telling me that you don't care if they become like fat or obese?
No.
You don't care. So then when they're in hospital and they've got diabetes and they're dying and they need to get amputated, will you also not care about that as well?
Obviously,
Because
I care because now
these,
hello. Sorry, you asked me a question, please. Obviously, I care now because they
Okay.
have because they're ill. But my thing is that like, if for
Okay,
example someone
so-
is
so you would
someone in my
care?
family is putting on weight, yeah, and I'm aware you're putting on weight, but I'm also aware you're dealing with stuff. There's a reason with that. I will find a way to be like, okay, do you know what? Do you want to work out together or like what's going on? My thing is, if I'm complaining to you all the time that I'm putting on weight, blah blah, then you can step in.
Okay.
If I'm not doing that, then mind your business.
But so then mind your business until the point where they're sick. Like if you see someone driving towards a brick wall at 60 miles per hour, are you saying you're only going to care once they've crashed?
Do you know what it is, babe?
You need
It doesn't matter how you frame this, all these questions. I've actually said what I've said.
All right.
Yeah, no. I know you said.
Yeah,
of course
because you
have.
asked me a question and you pause as if my mind is going to change. I'm very pro mind your business. If I need to step in on a thing of something is like going on or I'm worried, I absolutely will do that. Of course I will. But what I'm speaking to minding your business is strangers, aunties you haven't spoken to in years, uncles you don't know, all these people just randomly coming up to you and saying you put on weight. You did. That is what I'm pro mind your business for. If I'm in my mother's house and I'm putting on weight, my mom's gonna speak. Even you guys might even be like, Esther, is something going on? Blah blah. That's different. Of course I would intervene then. But if it's a stranger, I'm not gonna do that. When what people are dealing with.
When I started with this trail of thought, I started with by saying the people that you care about and like your people. I'm not talking about strangers.
Yeah, I'm still minding my business.
Because that's weird. So you would still mind your business if someone you cared about, you saw that they're putting on weight and it's not looking healthy. That's what you're saying.
Was that a question? Because I've answered it 4 times now.
All right, cool. Do you know what it is?
And
I'm in agreement with you in the sense where if it's do you know what it is? It's delivery for me more so than anything else. Because if you're actually coming from a place of concern, your delivery will come across like you're concerned. Not that you're fat shaming me. There's a difference. Do you understand what I mean? You can be like, oh, Gina, do you know what? Is everything okay? Like, I'm not sure putting on weight. Do you know what I mean? Like, that shows concern.
Exactly.
Not, oh, you're fat now, or you used to be sizable, bro. That's not concern. You don't care. You're just here to fat shame me and make me feel some type of way. Do you understand what I mean?
What's the threshold? How long? When are they allowed to say? Like, what's the threshold if they're like minding their business and like keeping an eye on the situation? When's a good time for them to say something?
When they see that, when they think it's gone too far. But ultimately, most people are going to be aware though. The only people, that I think should even have a say is my immediate family. Everybody else can fuck off for all I care. In my personal opinion, do you understand what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, it's not coming from a place of concern.
Because there's nothing
you're just shaming me.
There's nothing you will ever notice about me putting on weight that I haven't noticed about myself. And so my thing is like, I'm not even gonna come on it on like, oh, you need to lose weight. I'm always going to come on an angle of, and I do this on a normal day anyway, of how's things with you? What's going on? How's work? Do you know what I mean? Like, to see if something's going on, that's probably might be the cause effect of why you put on weight. There are people, who have been slim or whatever, and they've been unhappy with their body. And so they've been intentional to put on weight. You then go to that person and be like, oh, you put on weight. You don't know that I was struggling when I was slim and you thought that was acceptable. That was difficult for me. Who was it? Was it not? I think I talked about Taylor Lautner the other day, and how people saying to him, "Oh, you put on weight, and he was like, when I looked the way I looked, and you was giving me sexy man and blah blah. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't know it was Ariana Grande. Sorry, Ariana Grande. Do you get what I mean? Like, so for me, this is why I can't just impose and start giving people fitness regimes. What I'd rather do is, which I do anyway with people, even flipping strangers, is, how are you? What's going on? Is everything all right? Blah, blah. And then if we start talking, then I realize, okay, do you know what? This is probably why you're not taking care of yourself so much. Then that's fair. But you can't, there's nothing you're going to notice about my size, my weight, that I already don't know.
In fact, let me let Sally finish.
Yeah. Also, we keep saying this, like, you're just trying to shame me, Okay, fair enough. And a lot of, I don't know. It depends. That is, it's a case by case thing. Like no two like conversations about this would be the same. But then at the same time, I also do feel, especially like in this day and age where we've got rates like 40% of the population in the UK are overweight or obese. I think we need to start having shame, man. People need to start having shame in their bodies because it's leading down a bad path. And why would shame be a bad thing? In fact, 2 years ago, around 2-3 years ago, I was when I had just finished university, I think it was at the beginning of lockdown. Yeah, so everyone was at home, and I was just I was eating a lot of rubbish. I wasn't really exercising at the time. And then I remember I was at one of my close friends' house, and I think like I was sleeping or something, and like my top had come up a tiny bit, and my friend said, "Oh wow, like I see Saleh's getting a little bit of a belly. Like I never thought I'd see this day come," and I felt shame. I felt embarrassed, and that was such a positive. That was such a positive thing for myself, because when I felt that shame and I felt embarrassed that I had allowed myself to get to that stage, I went and took action. People, when you feel shame, then it should trigger you to take action in your life.
Do you know what it is? I hear that, but not everyone responds the same way you do. Some people might hear that and it will go the complete opposite way.
Exactly.
So you can only speak for yourself.
Exactly. You were just snacking because you wanted to. There's people who are snacking because they're depressed and because something else has happened. Is that there's chain of events that's led them here. So you cannot go in with the same shame that got you with them. This is my thing. It has to be individual. Like, you have to approach each situation delicately. Everyone's feelings are different. So you might like to be shamed. That's good for you and your household. However, there's people who you've got to handle things with them more sensitive than that. And again, because of the fact that, like you said when you were telling your story now, you were aware that you were eating unhealthy. You were aware that you were, this was going on. There's nothing you're going to ever tell anybody unless it's like food on their face that they're not aware of as well. Do you get what I mean? So you've got to handle things sensitively. I'm not here for this movement of shaming people and being horrible to people and not using emotional intelligence when you're speaking to people because you want them to do something that you think is healthy. No.
So in a situation like that, Saleh, yeah. So you're 2-3 years in the past. You're at uni, last year uni, and your friend is kind of stressed about exams, dissertation, things of that nature, right? And you can see they're putting on weight. How would you approach that situation? Would you shame them still, or would you be more delicate with your?
No,
with your
but
approach?
like, No, but wait. 1 second, because I think we're getting it mixed up here.
Okay.
The person didn't shame me. All they did was mention it.
Okay,
All they
just
did
point it
was
out to you.
observe what happened. Yeah, they said, "Oh, Saleh's getting a bit like it was even just like a passing comment. Oh, Saleh getting a bit of a belly. I never thought I'd see this day come." And then we were off, and it's like if I was even to mention it to them now that because that I remember that comment, they would probably even forget that they even said it. I'm not saying that they came and
you didn't take it as shame. Somebody else might. Do you know what I mean? For you, it was a passing comment. Someone who's generally insecure will take that as shame. Do you understand what I mean? So,
but then they should bring some critical thinking and take action in your life because it's your life. It's not anybody else.
do you know what makes me? Do you know the reason why? Okay, I'm a fitness professional, innit? So I do this for a living. So for me, because you're not in my position, you don't get it. You can't deal with everybody. Not everybody responds to tough love. This is it. I have a family member who is overweight. So you see, all your talking, it doesn't fly. Do you understand what I mean? There's people around me that I live with, and I'm a fitness professional. So what I'm trying to say is, everybody handles things differently.
It's not one size fits all.
You can't go on a one size fits all. Even at work, if you're managing a team, you can't. Your team members are not all going to respond to the same style of management. If that's how you act to me, you're a shit manager. A good manager should be able to handle each person on an individual basis. Period. So you should do critical thinking, get it when you're like, blah, 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 blah. You know what you're failing to understand? That you do know there's a lot of mental health issues that even relate to people being overweight. This is it. It's deep. It's deeper than, you're fat because you want to be fat. There's depression. You might have an eating disorder. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different. This conversation is layered. So you can't come here and just dismiss the whole thing on you're being lazy. You need to do critical thinking. People should fat shame. You should feel shame, and that should make you. Bro, it doesn't work like that.
One more time with the horns for the fitness queen, please.
It doesn't happen like that. So I'm sorry, I can't sit here and I can't sit here and it be that simple because it's not.
Because it's not.
I've dealt with so many different people in my lifetime, in my career. And I guarantee you, not everybody I have dealt with works under that, guys. It's impossible. So it's not as simple as you're being lazy and people should fat shame you because that's going to help you get the results. Because if that's the case, then I'm pretty sure a lot of people would actually be in shape.
But let's think about this though. The people that are getting the results are the ones that do go and they are productive, proactive, and they do feel shame and they take action to sort these things out. So why should we be looking at the people who are not like, it's like you're saying, okay, if we're looking at sprinters, now let's say Usain Bolt is the example of a sprinter who is obviously very fast. And then you'll be looking at like a subpar athlete as an example of what we should be copying. Okay, fair enough. Yes, not everybody. What's it called? Not everybody thinks this way. But let's think about what should be, because we're not like when you go to the gym, all these clients that they're not performing and they will want to lose weight. Why are they coming to you in the first place? Because they've realized they've got a problem. So let's fix it, and let's not be using their mindset as the ideal thing, because it's not.
But because
we can all recognize people have a problem.
But the joke
we can't be looking at sick people.
Based on what you've just said, though, how many people, and again, talking from my profession, how many people go to the gym and are still overweight?
Okay.
How many people have gone to the gym for 6, 7, even to a year and are still overweight? My point is, this topic is
and then
layered.
with that, then that's probably because there are other things as well. There are other things as well that because obviously if you're just going to the gym and you're just standing out there and checking on your phone, obviously you're not going to lose weight.
But that's not what I'm talking about, because there's people that are actually putting in work but not getting the results they want. That's what I'm talking about. Well, because you're making it seem as if just literally going to the gym is going to get you the results.
Yeah, and then they also need to look. They also need to look at the foods that they're eating, the sleep that they're getting. Obviously, and you're a fitness professional, you know this. It's not just going to the gym. And I never said that in the first place.
You were talking about people going to the gym, and the people that are getting results are the ones going to the gym. And my counter argument is, not everybody that goes to the gym gets results.
Example. I said that's an example. I said that as an example, as in going to the gym, as in taking action.
Okay, but Sally, I think Gina's also saying, like, sometimes the people that respond to like these comments and actually go to the gym, they have the capacity to actually make a change. What about those people who don't have the capacity, who maybe your comments just does the opposite thing? Like, how
why would they not?
Say it again, sorry?
So
Why would they not have the capacity?
Maybe,
What's wrong
because
with
of what they were saying. So maybe some mental health issues, maybe they're depressed, maybe they've got other things in their mind. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's just, I don't know. There's just other reasons why.
Even with this depression thing, even there's been so many studies that have found that exercise in itself is more effective than any other depression drug out there, and you can search it. That's a fact. In terms of like benefiting people who are depressed.
Yeah, but the people who are in the depression, it takes a lot to be able to even get out of bed in the morning to then be able to get to the gym. So
yes, and that's true.
That might be the cure, but with depression is very layered. That it's not just because you know this is the cure now.
It's true.
You're just gonna be on your bike and straight off to the gym.
Yes, and that's true.
It's too layered for your mindset, and your mindset is coming up rather insensitive. But that's just my opinion.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's insensitive. I would say it's realistic, because at the end of the day, I understand that. Okay, fair enough.
So it's funny.
Wait, listen. Fair enough. Yes, it's not as easy as just like you're depressed, go to the gym. It's going to be hard to take that step. But the thing is, in life, that is just it. Some things are hard. And now we've got a problem in this society, in this day and age, where everyone wants to think that, things are going to be easy, the blah, blah, blah. Reality is hard. Reality is hard. If you want something and it's worth it, if you want something and anything that is worth your while, it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to put the effort in regardless. So just suck it up and go and put the work in. That's like saying, it's hard to be rich, so I'm just going to be poor for the rest of my life. Huh? No. So you're going to have to go and do sleepless nights. You're going to have to put in the effort, but that's just it.
Sally, thank you very much for the call.
Thank you.
Essentially, what Sally is saying, like, there are days when, Emmanuel, you're going to be on his side. How come it is that you're not on his side today? Because what he's saying, especially the end there, that's your normal scripture.
What, as in just suck it up and do what's necessary?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, 100% it is. But remember, there are situations where that's just not the case. You know, and Esther and Gina pretty much said that. Like, what about those people who don't have the capacity, where their issue is much more layered? It's not as easy as just pushing them, saying whatever you need to say to them, and then going to the gym. How did they get there in the first place?
If you've got 2 arms and 2 legs, I don't see how you can't have the capacity.
No, but Sally,
because we were all born with the same limbs.
No, but Sally, remember, this is why I think, anyway, Gina may have to correct me if I'm wrong. This is why this is why sometimes people go to the gym and don't necessarily get the results, because sometimes you have to go there with a certain type of mentality. And if you're having problems mentally, if you're thinking about other things, if you're depressed, if you're this, that, and the third, yes, going on a treadmill helps, but it's not going to get you to the finish line necessarily.
Even the knowledge of
Let me be honest.
Yeah, but what about what you said about the only people that are getting the results are the ones that are working on? What about that? There's nothing to be said for that.
No, 100%. That I think that's true. That's the default. But what about people who don't fall into that? Because those people...
Well, not working hard enough, that category. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The people who don't necessarily have the capacity to actually go out. Like, for example, me now, right? I don't have no mental health problems, right? Thank God, right? But so if I was overweight...
Well, that's debatable. We ain't diagnosed you yet, but he said, I don't have mental health problems.
That's true. I was saying everyone's animals today. But like, to me personally, if someone was to maybe talk about me getting a pot belly, this, that, and the third, right? I can at least get up out of my house and go straight to the gym. But some people may feel like I can't. I don't have what it takes to get out of bed. I have to go to my appointment. The GP's giving me antidepressants. They have different problems. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the same formula works.
You know what?
If you physically can't make it,
whether that be
through your health.
One
second. If you physically can't make it, whether that be through your health, mentally, physically, or whatever, if there's things that are in place that stop you from doing this, conditions, all that kind of stuff, then cool. Anybody passing their opinion on you is trying to shame you and is an idiot, and they're not taking things into context. That's all right. But I don't think this conversation should be about those people, because if you actually physically can't do it, whether that be mentally or physically, like I said, this conversation shouldn't be about those people. What's the point in talking about them if they actually can't do it? There's no point in talking about them. We're talking about the ones who are very capable of doing this. Surely, no?
The issue, this started because you want to be going, not you, the caller, wants to be going on and letting people know that this is what they need to do. So the issue, the reason why we brought up this argument is that you do not know what layers that are there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not a thing about us talking about those people. It's the fact that you don't know. So because you don't know is why you need to approach things with sensitivity. His approach is to shame everybody.
Okay.
Our thing is you cannot shame people because you don't know the different layers. You don't know what people are dealing with. It could be a health condition. You don't have a clue. So you can't just go in on people and just think it's going to be shame all around. It's going to work. That's the issue. That's why
I never said that we should shame people. I said that people should feel shame. No. I said, people should feel shame. I didn't say we should shame people. That's two different things.
He did.
Wasn't
that just...
No,
you suck it up.
He's basically saying, right, just to be fair to him, he's basically saying, them feeling shame is a good thing. Not that we should go out of our way to shame them, but them feeling shame could be a motivating factor to go out and do something. So if that means me just telling you about your situation, that's good if you feel the shame. Not that I'm intentionally going out of my way to say certain things to shame you.
Do you know what? I think this is one of those agree to disagree things. Thank you, Saleh, for calling. Let us.
Wait. I've got one more thing. I've got one more thing to say. Now, the Olympics. When people do the Olympics,
put it on me.
There are people with cerebral palsy. There are people 2-leg amputees. All these people with so much less than what we have, and they are running the Olympics.
Okay.
Sorry. The what's it called? Not the Olympics. The marathon.
Okay.
The London Marathon. They're running the London Marathon. Now, I really believe the problem is this day and age. Even like I would say, okay, obviously mental health is a real thing and depression is a real thing. But I would say majority of the people on these drugs that they're giving are not. They should never even be on drugs in the first place. And that is part of the problem because people think, okay, I'm depressed. Let me take this drug, and then people are walking around medicated, and it is so wrong, huh? Because if a man who, when he sneezes, his ribs break, is standing up and he's walking with the crutches, and he's saying, no, you know what? Today, by hook or by crook, I've set my mind to this, so I'm going to finish this marathon today. If he can do that, then someone with every single limb that God has intended for that human to have, how can they wake up and then every day just not work towards anything? And then you say, because
with different mindsets.
Huh?
It's like you haven't
different
heard
struggles.
Different mindsets, 100%. Different people, different mindsets. And what I'm saying is the person with all the limbs and the wrong mindset, that is the wrong mindset to have. And I will even go further to say that telling people that to have that mindset is okay is also wrong. And it's doing a massive disservice to them because I believe that anybody can do whatever they want to do and achieve whatever they want to do. So by allowing the people to think that they can just sit there and just allow them to just waste their life away, I think is actually rude. I think it's disrespectful towards themselves. And when they go and they die an early death and all these things, it's kind of this like, you didn't help them. You didn't help.
I mean,
you might be in the same boat as them, giving yourself high blood pressure about what people's matters. You might be in the same boat as the unhealthy people. But thank you very much for your call today. Have a great day.
Everybody have a fantastic day.
You too, bro. Thanks.
Look, can you take the camera off us, please? Because it's me.
Do you know what it is? I just think that with certain things, like I don't like when people have conversations and you think it's like a blanket this, or because you haven't been exposed to something, you just assume that it's laziness or people are fat because they want to be or whatever it is. Like there's so many layers to things. There's so many illnesses that you don't even know exist. And one of the effects is weight fluctuation, for example. Like things are just so layered for you to ever be like, well, if they're not doing this, they're the mindset, or there's Paralympics running the marathon. If they can do it, it's different struggles. The presence of someone else's struggle is not the absence of yours. So you cannot then say because someone who's Paralympic or whatever is doing the marathon, that means that someone else who's at home has no excuse. You don't know, it's different individuals, different lives, and different struggles. It doesn't all work the same. It doesn't work the same way. And I just think it's very, very insensitive when people talk like that. It really, really irritates me. Well, he knows everything with his keto ass look and diet. So I guess he knows.
Does he think so?
Yes. That's why. Why do you think?
Wait a damn minute.
Girl.
Wait a damn minute.
So left to him, yeah, everyone should be on keto anyway.
I'm arguing with a guy who don't even eat carbs.
Fuck out here, man. Why do you think his vim is like that? That's why I said at this point, yeah,
Because
you're taking.
I'm so sorry for you to remove a food group from your diet, yeah, and come and chat this talk. No,
He's back.
If it's
I'm not
Saleh,
doing
if
this.
it's Saleh, don't pick up.
I'm not doing this. Because
I'll go
I'm
home.
not arguing with someone who doesn't eat carbs.
It's not him.
I'll actually go home.
It's not him.
Sorry. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, it's Davina.
Morning,
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I'll kind of bring it back to the whole when you're slim first. When growing up, I was really skinny. I did eat and all that, but everyone always used to say that I was starving myself. Always used to comment on me, look at me funny. Oh, she needs to eat. Oh, she's this, she's that. She's starving. Like, they used to ridicule me. They even used to, this sounds bad, but this is what used to happen. They even used to compare me to, like, the quote, African kids on them adverts. So, you know, like the ones where the charity donation things. And they were really skinny with the flies and the big belly. They always used to compare me to that. So much so that when the adverts used to come on, I'd make sure I weren't in the room so people wouldn't tease me and stuff like that. So that is a thing. I don't know if, it still kind of is the same, because I still know people that are really skinny and they still get ridiculed. They still get the comments like, oh God, she's too skinny. She needs to eat. She must be ill. So we do still do it to the really skinny, like slim, not so much. Skinny and like obese, yeah, it definitely still happens. Then to change the point to what Saleh was saying, like clearly a lot of people disagree. People have hidden disabilities and stuff, and like to go to me, I was skinny. I used to do a lot of sports as well, so that also kept me like a certain weight. But then I got injured, and so I couldn't do sports anymore because the guy said if I carry on, I'm going to end up in a wheelchair because of my knee. So I couldn't do sports for a while. I still kind of kept slim-ish for a while, but I also was on the depot injection, like contraception, and that made me put on weight, and I've not been able to shift it since. So that's another factor that he wouldn't take into consideration. There's other things that can change people's bodies. So not only did that change me physically, eventually got to a place where I could start exercising and stuff again. But then I got other illnesses, and then I developed fibromyalgia, which is a hidden disability, and that affects your nerves and your muscles. So it's easy for him to say, like, oh, but what about this person and when that person with their, like talking about the disabled people, there's other types of disabilities and there's other factors that play into it that don't make it that simple. One day I'm okay, another day I'm struggling to get up, I'm struggling to walk, sometimes I can't speak properly. So it's not as simple as just saying, you're okay. And you would not think that looking at me. I just look like a normal person with a bit of a belly. Do you know what I mean? So like all the others are saying, there's layers, there's other things that are going on. And going back to the depot, there's lots of women that I know that took it, and the same thing, they've struggled to shift that weight. And the exercise, the eat well, it's like it's similar to what that woman was saying in the video, like how the foods and stuff have just affected how the body works. I think the same thing. So if I had known that was going to happen, there's no way I would have took it. No way on this earth. Like now, I advise people not to, because I've heard too many bad things and other symptoms that it can cause. So I just thought I'd add that to it.
Thanks, Davina.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Good take.
Welcome. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day.
You too.
I know you got all upset with my man's blanket statements and that, yeah? Don't majority rule like? So because the minority of people got secret disabilities and stuff and can't do stuff, because the minority of them got that, we're not allowed to... if anyone can't go gym, yeah, for any real reason, yeah, cool. And like I said, we're not talking about them. And obviously I get what you're saying, it's like shaming you don't know what you don't know or whatever, cool. But like, so now, because there's a few secret disabilities out there, man can't make true statements. Like, people that are getting the results are the ones working. You know what I'm trying to say? If you can't, Yeah, but everybody said like ignorant, like people can't be blamed for ignorance. They don't know what they don't know in it. So if someone makes a statement about your whatever, and you do have this thing, then I can't do that because I've got this thing or this impairs me here. You can't be onto people for making the statements that Salah's making. Like they sound pretty factual, almost like. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like
The poll's very interesting because it suggests that a lot of people resonated with what Salah was saying, but they weren't vocal about it.
Yeah.
My thing, like I said before, is delivery, innit? Like I said before.
Literally,
and
that's
if it's
just
coming,
it.
which I said in the beginning, your delivery, because ultimately, if it's coming from a place of concern and care, fair. But I don't think a lot of the time it comes from that
It
place.
doesn't.
I think it
comes
comes
from
from
you
a place
projecting.
of projecting and you wanting to make me feel some type of way. Do you understand what I mean? That's why I said, if it doesn't come from people that I care about, I don't get what your own is. I don't need your opinion. I'm not blind. I know. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, your clothes will tell you if you've put... Most people who have put on weight are very aware that they've put on weight.
Literally.
Like, you don't need someone else to tell you. And whether you want to do something about it or not, also, ultimately, is down to you. You might be happy with how you are. Do you understand what I mean? You might be confident in how you are.
And,
Like, and just because it makes somebody else feel some type of way,
yeah.
because they don't like that, doesn't necessarily mean that they have the right to tell you X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sitting here saying that everyone should, like, you should allow people to be like fat and like being fat is a good thing and whatnot, right? Because it comes with its health
risks,
problem,
yeah.
it's health risk, and ultimately, that is the main thing. Like, your health is the most important thing. Forget even aesthetics. Do you understand what I mean? You shouldn't even be training for your aesthetics. It's more about your actual health and the functions of your body. So that's what the main thing is. But like I said, delivery for me is everything in it. Yeah. So if you can articulate that without offending the person, then fair enough.
But that's my thing. That's my thing. It's about sensitivity when you approach it. Like, I feel like, we talked about people who have illnesses that might not be visible, whatever. There's life circumstances that don't allow people to be able to work out. Being able to work out, being able to go to the gym, being able to afford the gym, first of all, is a privilege. Being able to, even if you can't afford the gym, to just have the time to go out and go on a walk for however minutes you have to go to or whatever. All these things are privileges and people have different life circumstances. So I'm against you just seeing somebody who the way they look makes you feel uncomfortable. They haven't expressed uncomfortability to you, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. So I'm against you just going and just saying whatever it is that you want to say to them without any regard for what it is that they might be dealing with or whatever. That's my thing. I'm not championing people being unhealthy. I'm not championing any of that. Absolutely not. Because on the topic we're talking about, being excessively skinny can be unhealthy as well if that's not how you are naturally. Do you get what I mean? Like, and people who are normal-bodied as well can also be unhealthy. That's the thing. So it's not all about aesthetics. There's a guy in my workplace. He literally goes to the gym. He's got muscles. Got all these things. He had a heart attack. Had a heart attack out of nowhere. Do you get what I mean? So thinking that because you look what society deems as good means that you're automatically healthy, that's not the case. But this is the thing. There's so many things to look into things than you to just go around and just shaming people because you feel uncomfortable with how they look. That's my issue.
You're 100% right. I agree with that. But again, I have to be fair to him. He's not necessarily saying we should shame people, innit? He's just saying people should feel shame.
But he said though, how's that different?
Because he's basically saying shame sometimes will get you to the gym to actually do something. Not that we should take upon ourselves to shame the person. Mentioning it in whatever way you choose to, may be something that makes them feel like, you know what, I maybe need to do something about this. You know
if he says it's good for people to feel shame, how is that not shaming people?
No, because he's not necessarily saying that you should be the one to shame them and make
how
them
will they feel shame
that.
if it?
Because you just
it goes. No, but that's the thing. It goes back.
Anyway.
It goes back to what me and Jen are saying. Mind your business. If you don't come and make a side comment about, oh, you got a bit of a belly or you got this or blah, that is shame. You might not have intended shame, but they felt shame. Shame is still there.
Yeah, but I think that's all he's trying to say. He's trying to say that, oh, you may not have intended it. He's not saying go out there and intentionally make someone feel shame, but sometimes if they feel that shame, that is sometimes the motivating thing they need.
Give them a little kick up the bum, innit?
Yeah, this is
you know what I mean?
This is an agree to disagree situation.
Well, when is it shaming and when is it what about obviously you're telling me my business, that's fine, but also you're my brother and I care about you. What about when you're putting on your clothes and you don't look good no more and you can't see it?
And you don't. How would you not be able to see it?
Because you're pretending like you got the Emperor's new clothes on. Well, no, everyone's not. No one want to address the elephant in the room then, as far as goes. Maybe you do know, but no one want to say nothing. And we're just going to let this get out of hand. And me as a brother is going to say to you, you don't look good anymore. So what we're gonna do here is what? Am I shaming you now? What's happening here?
What are you gonna say?
Huh?
Let's say to me. What are you gonna say?
You don't want it from me. I'll just tell you.
I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Like, how would you say it?
It depends on what the situation was. I'd say you look bad. You're out of shape. Man, you drop off a shape. You don't look good. You need to fix up. Anything. I'll just tell you.
Good morning, caller. What's your name?
Good morning, it's Demi.
Yes,
All right. Good morning, Demi.
Morning.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what's going on, people? You okay? Yeah. Just a quick one, really. I was just listening to my man speak. I can't remember his name, the guy that spoke a couple of callers ago, but yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's just waffling a little bit, to be honest. Because obviously, from my perspective, right, I go to the gym, let's say, like 3-4 times a week, and I run like a few times a week and that as well. But I look at it this way. I'm just like, when you think about other people and like all the things that they're having to go through, or like whether they can or can't go to the gym, my thing is, I think a lot of people that go to the gym and do this stuff, it's like they're trying to like feel like a sense of superiority more than anything. I feel like it's like they go to the gym, like they build a bit of muscle or whatever, and then they think, oh, I must be like the best person ever. But like as other people have said, right, you can be in the gym and building a bit of muscle doesn't actually mean that you're healthy. Like doesn't mean you're eating healthy. It doesn't mean you've got like cardiovascular endurance. It means it could mean that you have a bit too much weight, because sometimes like your muscle might be kind of driving up your weight to a level that is not reasonable for your body. Like there's so many other factors. Like just because you look at someone and the way they look doesn't necessarily like correlate to their health, in my opinion. And like as obviously I'm getting older, I'm realizing that. But when I was young as well, like I would think like, oh, if someone's in the gym and they got a six pack, they got to be healthy. But I don't think that's the case. And I feel like a lot of the time people in the gym just do it as like a way of like feeling superiority over these other people, because in all the statements that he made, there wasn't a thing about helping these people. It was more about just him feeling like he's more superiorly motivated, which to me is just, I don't know, it just seems wrong. Because as well, it's like, I don't think the human body was necessarily like the ideal human body was meant to be all one with like muscles and six pack and all that. It's meant to be functional. It's meant to help you move, meant to help you breathe, all of that kind of stuff. So even that mindset of thinking everyone has to be in the gym, which I don't know where that's come from recently. I don't agree with that. I think people do, like for instance, people that walk every day to work or whatever, like do loads of exercise. So I just think it's more of a superiority complex, and like we should be trying to support people to lose weight or to do whatever they can. But it's not. I think that shaming thing is just so like weird and backwards.
So Demi, a quick question here. Like we were saying with the whole topic of the day, right? There seems to be more body positivity for people who are kind of on the overweight side of things, right, as opposed to those who are slimmer.
Yeah.
How would you kind of speak positively to somebody who's slim? That at least through your lens, they're too slim, and it's somebody who's too big. Yeah.
Wait. So what's the question? As in, what?
Yeah. So you're dealing with two different friends, for example. Someone who's like maybe too slim, like skinny or whatever, and somebody who's obese. Like how would you approach that situation? Let's just say you knew them for years.
Okay. To be fair, like obviously growing up, for instance, let's say I was like really, really skinny, like where, you know, and in the African household or in African, sorry, that's my, I think someone's trying to message me. Where in African households, right, where they talk about your weight, and like if you're skinny, they're gonna be like, oh, you should eat, and if you're obviously fat, they're gonna be like whatever. So I've kind of come from that aspect of it, growing up, whatever. But for me, how I would deal with it if someone was too skinny, I first of all, I don't think, as long as someone's not like unhealthy, I don't think it's my, I find it hard to say it's my place to be judging them by their weight, first of all, because I don't know what, do you know what I mean? I don't know how healthy or unhealthy they were. Because, for instance, there's been a time in my life where I've been in like really good shape with muscle and everything, but I was not, for instance, as healthy as I am now, for example. But people would just look at me and just perceive me to be healthy because I looked a certain way, which is totally wrong. Like, I think that's the other issue. Like, people are like deeming themselves health and fitness experts just based on the fact that they've gone to the gym and they can do a few bicep curls and like gain a bit of muscle. Like, that doesn't even give you close to the amount of knowledge on nutrition, on physical health that you think it does. Like, you watch a bit of YouTube videos, you get it. Like, I think that's the problem here. Like, everyone's deeming themselves health experts based on like limited information. So I think the first step is, I don't think it would necessarily be my place. However, if I obviously see that they are struggling, like someone is underweight and they're struggling with being underweight or whatever, then I might be like, oh, do you know what? When I was skinny, when I was younger, I was a bit skinnier as well, and these are the things I did. And even ironically enough, unhealthily, to actually try and gain weight in the like gym, just overeating, like obviously, you know, like doing the dirty bulking like everyone did when they started the gym and stuff. So, but then people will look at me like, oh, you're gaining muscle, you're obviously like getting healthier, when really I was eating crap. Like I was eating all those dirty protein shakes and all that crap. So I think I would just advise them like in the things that I know, and obviously just ask them to like seek like advice from like a nutritionist and stuff as well. But I don't think I would make it my place to be like, I must shame you to go to the gym to get bigger or to get smaller. Like I don't know, I just wouldn't do that to my friends. I don't.
Sorry, last question before you go here. Like, would you have the same approach if your friend was something completely different when you first met them?
Oh, like they've made a dress. Oh, okay, that's different. I would, yeah. I mean, yeah. If they're like just in a normal shape, or whatever, and they've like ballooned to like overweight, or they've like really lost weight, then I probably, I would definitely 100% check in with them. Be like, is everything okay? Like, are you sick? And that kind of thing. Yeah, like if it's a drastic change, I would 100% ask. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, man. Thank you very much for calling, Demi.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, Demi. Later.
Cheers. Bye. You too.
All right, guys. So I think we've kind of spoken a lot about this already.
Love it.
So if you like cool to move on.
No, we are fine.
Sure.
Thank you. Good day.
Let's do
Into
it.
our next headlines.
All right, so our next headline. Apparently, schools in England are struggling to recruit some English teachers, man. There's hundreds still trying to fill vacancies in time for September, as head teachers warn that they have reached crisis point. Secondary heads say that they have become used to adverts for maths, science, computer science, and design technology teachers failing to attract any suitable applicants. But many have been shocked to find that it's now a similar battle to find teachers for English, traditionally a subject that buoyed recruitment numbers. They warn that if the government does not tackle low pay, overwork, and the pressure of inspections by Ofsted, which is crazy to me. But anyway, growing teacher shortages will mean spiraling class sizes and children falling behind because they do not have the right specialist subject knowledge. The National Executive of the National Education Union agreed this weekend to stage 2 further days of strike action over conditions and pay. These will take place on the 5th and the 7th of July. The action will affect state schools and sixth form colleges. Members are calling for an above-inflation pay rise and assurances that money will not come from existing school budgets. Dr. Mary Boosted, who's a joint general secretary of the NEU, called on Education Secretary Gillian Keegan to meet the union urgently, saying it was in her hands to avert the action. She also said there have been no meetings since before Easter. It's remarkable. We're always willing to come in and talk to the Secretary of State, but she has chosen to just not engage. It's a terrible way to treat the profession. Next headline, a trigger warning here, very sad news in Uganda, where unfortunately pupils in Uganda were singing gospel songs before a deadly attack by Islamist militants on Friday. Mary Masika, who was speaking to the BBC, she lives opposite the school. She said that she heard screaming and there was a vicious attack in Pondwe where basically 40 people were left dead. Islamic State-linked militants have been blamed for the attack. The ADF, which is the Allied Democratic Forces, were created in the 1990s and took up arms against the president, Museveni, alleging persecution of Muslims. They are largely based in the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. The Mpondwe, I can't pronounce that, Elubria Secondary School, attacked on Friday, is close to the border, and the students usually sing before bedtime. And at first, she and her daughter thought the noise that interrupted their songs at about 10 o'clock in the evening suggested that they were having a bit of fun, but it soon became clear that something horrific was actually happening at the school, which had 60 boarders living in a small compound. So unfortunately, that's what happened, man, on Friday. Sad news. And the last bit of headlines here takes us back to the UK, where the Royal Mint is marking the 75th anniversary of the arrival in the UK of passengers on the Empire Windrush ship. Yep, with a new commemorative 50p coin. The coin's designer, the artist Valda Jackson, was born in St. Thomas in Jamaica and moved to England in 1964. Her parents were among the generation of people invited to leave their homes in the Caribbean to work in Britain, and she later joined them at the age of 5. The coin depicts two smartly dressed people from the Windrush generation, and the design pays tribute to the many British, Caribbean, and Commonwealth citizens who arrived in the UK between 1948 and 1973. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into word on. All right. My first bit of tea for you is Pete Davison. He's basically been charged with like reckless driving. He crashed into a home. Right. That is one of like, when I hear, it's like one of those freak accidents that's just wild to me. But yeah, this was in March though. It happened in March. And yeah, he was driving with his girlfriend, and they're saying that they reckon the speed at which he was driving in is what caused the crash. And yeah, he crashed into her home. It's wild, but there was no like injuries or anything like that. There was a teenage girl home at the time, but there was no injuries or anything like that. And they don't believe that he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, which is, I guess, good. But they are saying they're taking it seriously because apparently it's really bad at the moment in LA. So there was that. And then Kourtney Kardashian, very, very cute, announced to the world that she is pregnant. And, it just really takes the right guy. It just takes the right man, because Scott wanted to get married and she was just like, no. I think on a girlfriend level, she suffered a lot with Scott. I think she was thinking, on a marriage level, you must be high. And obviously she's married to Travis Barker. And then she didn't want to have any more kids. She was the right guy. The thing, you will do what you need to do. But yeah, I love the announcement. This wasn't his first time finding out. There's been all that debate online, as if, again, people just mind their business. But this wasn't how she announced it to him. Definitely. He was already aware that his wife was pregnant. She's visibly pregnant, by the way. But yeah, and she basically paid tribute to one of his old music videos.
I remember that.
Where the girl had like a whole sign saying Travis, I'm pregnant. And it was just so cute, man. It was the cutest,
Blink
sweetest
182,
thing.
Innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I just think it's just so lovely. So big up Kourtney, big up Travis. She just didn't want to stay true to her.
My sister's so rude.
Her race.
I can't believe Kourtney's having a baby. She's like in her 40s. I said, oh.
Look at God.
Yeah, a lot of people said that, innit? What is she, like
44?
Yeah, 44, yeah.
Nice.
Be healthy and it works and it does what it needs to do. But I'm so happy for her, man. She's such a, she's the
one I like. Yeah.
She's the one I like. She's so unproblematic. She minds her business. She just minds her business, eating her good, healthy foods and vegetables and all that stuff, and drinks a lot of water and just spends time with her kids, actually raises her kids. And it's lit, man. So I love this for her. I love this for them. Congratulations to her. And then what's next? Oh yeah, so basically over the weekend they had a just a celebration of life thing for Takeoff. And there's pictures of Offset and Quavo talking. Like they're gisting, and like obviously they had the t-shirt on with what's his name? Like Takeoff, and just in honor of him or whatever. But obviously since the whole before Takeoff passed away, when Quavo and Takeoff were doing the whole Unconfused, what's it called? Band. And obviously there's been a lot of talks about them, Offset and Quavo falling out, and Takeoff wanting them to be back together, blah, blah. And then even when Takeoff passed away, at the funeral, I reported on like some speculation and them arguing where Cardi had to stop a fight and a whole thing. So it is really, really positive to actually see them like in that light. Obviously we don't know the tea of anything, but I'm just happy. I think this is really, really good. This is really, really positive and really, really good. And I hope they continue to work on the relationship. And then Rebekah Vardy, who obviously was taken to court by Colleen, she basically, her bill, because she has to pay 90% of Colleen's, legal bill. She's like it's 1.8 million pounds, Good. 1.8 million pounds. You know why? Because you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you actually should have just minded the business that paid you.
1.8 million pounds.
And she knew she was lying as well.
That's what made me laugh. So you knew you were lying and you went through all this hassle.
If I was a husband, I'd be fuming. I can't imagine having like a partner that doesn't mind their business anyway. That's such an icky thing.
Did you watch the reenactment of it? You watch it?
No.
It's so sick.
Reenactment of what?
Where's it on?
The Rebekah Vardy thing.
Where's it on?
Was that on like Channel 4 or ITV or something?
What is it? Oh, damn.
Like they done it, you know, like how like Lifetime.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. They done one. It was like a fake Wayne Rooney and all that. Like it was up recent while it was all going on. They had it on TV. It's not even like they waited till after it was finished.
I might watch it then.
Yeah, he's funny. It's jokes.
That's funny. But now, man, she's costing the family £1.8 million. The school's tuition fees, all of that, because you didn't want to mind your business. See, I'm pro mind your business. Anyways, but yeah, man, I just thought that was very interesting to talk about. But that is all for me, very quick and sharp. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal. If I give the news from an economics point of view, do you lot want some good news first or bad news?
Bad.
Okay. So the bad news is, breaking news, a typical 2-year fixed mortgage deal now has an interest rate of more than 6% for the first time since December.
Yikes.
Yeah, it seemed like things were kind of easing off a bit, but it's back again, man. This for a 2-year, 6%. It's crazy, man. Yeah, so remember, and also last week we were talking about how, I can't remember the bank that kind of changed. I think they dropped all of their fixed rate tariffs, right? Because they knew the Bank of England was going to increase the interest rate.
That's kind.
Huh?
That's a good thing.
No. Because those people would have benefited from the lower interest rate last week. So yeah, so they knew that was happening, so they cancelled it. They stopped it, I believe it was on a Thursday or something like that. Anyway, lo and behold, we're here now, and this is the situation, man. Mortgage lenders have been putting up rates, as we know, and pulling deals, like I just mentioned, at a rapid rate in recent weeks, which is driving up the cost for home owners who are seeking new deals. Obviously, as we know, high inflation is contributing to all of this, man. And interest rates have risen 12 times, since 2021 to try and slow price rises as well. So yeah, it's not looking good, man. A typical, what they're saying is, anyway, the interest rates on mortgages soared to 6.65% after last autumn's mini budget. Again, we spoke about that. But a typical 5-year fixed rate is now at 5.67% compared to last year's peak of 6.51%. So like I said, it has kind of eased off, but it isn't really nice to see that the 2 years have kind of picked up again to 6%. You know what I'm saying? To more than 6% right now. So hopefully things will kind of ease off by the end of the year, which is when the Bank of England and everybody else is pretty much projecting that inflation would drop down to like 2 or 3, or at least they're hoping will drop down to about 3%. But anyway, that's the bad news, and that was just some breaking news. Keir Starmer has come out again, Labour leader has to do what he's got to do, and he's basically saying, he's pledging that Labour will end the new North Sea oil and gas exploration, but also help communities profit from clean power projects. So Labour confirmed that it would not grant any licenses to explore new fields in the North Sea, which is a momentous shift for a sector which supports 200,000 UK jobs, including 90,000 in Scotland, according to the trade body Offshore Energies UK. But in addition to this, the party is also insisting that they're going to be honouring any of the licenses that are in existence. So it's not like if they've currently got a license, they're just going to end it straight away. But they would have to be held, up to January of 2025. Yeah, so this is likely to include the controversial new Rosebank development west of Shetland. I think we also spoke about this a few weeks back as well. But anyway, in his speech, this is what he said. He said Labour will deliver lower bills, good jobs, and energy security for Scotland and the whole UK, as Britain leads the world in the fight against climate change. He didn't really go into how he's going to deliver the lower bills and the good jobs and the energy security like most politicians. So, we'll see what happens. And I think, I'm not sure about you guys, but I feel like Labour's going to win the next election, hands down, to be fair. If they don't, I think this is the most useless party in the history of all parties. But I'm pretty sure they will win it. So we'll see what happens to our futures. Anyway, so the next thing is Graeme Souness, the Liverpool legend. He's going to be completing a swim around the English Channel to raise £1 million for charity, man. So yeah, man, he actually he met somebody by the name of Isla Grist, who's 14-year-old, and this person suffers from a rare skin disease. So obviously when he was actually speaking about it on BBC, apparently he broke down into tears, man, and he said it was the cruelest disease out there. know what I'm saying? So he was really taken aback by it. And yeah, man, he completed his 21-mile swim as part of a 6-person relay team in 12 hours and 17 minutes. And they raised £1 million for charity, man. So big up him for really going out there and doing that. And the last thing I want to mention is the same thing I've been mentioning, I believe, since the beginning of this month. And this is about Black in Business, the scheme set up by Channel 4 and Lloyds Bank, where they're giving 5 black businesses opportunity to get £100,000 worth of advertisement and actually put out a TV advert for them. Applications are going to be closing next Monday, 26th of June. Well, according to The Voice, it's going to be the 26th of June. But when I went into Channel 4's website, it says Wednesday, the 28th of June at 4 p.m. So I think that's the more reliable thing. They may have extended it by two more days. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
Thank you. Let's get into Motivational Mondays.
All right, so Motivational Mondays. Today's quotes here is influenced by Juneteenth, which Esther bigged up earlier. So big up again to everybody in America, Black Americans, African Americans, everyone out there. Happy Juneteenth, man.
Maverick City have a good Juneteenth album.
What is that?
Yeah, it's really good. I think they did it last year. I think it was last year. It was really good.
Dope.
Yeah, right, let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so last headlines, right? It's looking like it's not just Africa who are getting some of their old artifacts returned to them. So apparently, a 2,800-year-old stone tablet has gone on display in Iraq after being returned by Italy following nearly 4 decades. The artifact is inscribed in complete cuneiform text, which is a system of writing on clay in an ancient Babylonian alphabet. Italian authorities handed it over to Iraq's president, Abdul Latif Rashid, in the city of Bologna last week. It's not clear how the tablet was found or how it made its way to Italy, where it was seized by police in the 1980s. But the Iraqi culture minister, Ahmed Badrani, said that it might have been found during archaeological excavations of the Mosul Dam, which was built around the same time. For those who are unaware, Iraq is often described as the cradle of civilization, amongst others, one of the first that at least human beings believe started writing. In the late 8th century, the country's Bayt al-Hikmah, which is the House of Wisdom, was the home to the largest library of books on science, art, maths, medicine, and philosophy. And looting of the country's antiquities intensified following the US-led invasion 20 years ago. But Iraq's president praised the cooperation shown by Italy and said he would work to recover all the archaeological pieces of Iraqi's history from abroad. And the last headline is not going to be good news for you guys. Well, not for me as well. Apparently, man, the Met Office has warned that thunderstorms, winds, and hails are going to be sweeping across the UK. Your hands up.
Yeah, she's celebrating. When though? Because my weather app tells me there's 30 degrees on Sunday. I need that.
My weekend is so intense. I can't deal with 30 degrees though. Jeez.
That's a bit of me.
Well, what they're saying, the forecaster said that warm, humid air this week has caused the storms to develop. It's the reason for it, man. A yellow weather warning, for England, Wales, and Scotland is in place until Monday in some places. And BBC's weather's Matt Taylor says some of the worst storms could produce a month worth of rain in a few hours. That's crazy.
That must have been this weekend gone. Because it rained heavy yesterday.
Yeah.
Not that heavy though, was it?
Depends on where you are.
Where I was quite light. Yeah. It was quite light, man.
I don't need this. This is what happens in winter. We had like 1 week of summer and now it's closed.
It may not be where we are, to be fair, because obviously the UK is quite big in it. But yeah, man. Apparently in some areas, which is probably the areas we're going to be in, the hot weather will continue with temperatures reaching as high as 29 degrees Celsius in some areas. And like Esther said, could even reach 30. And that's it for deadlines.
Thank you. Let's get into the reaction.
I think these should be saved for like
Special occasions. When the league is back.
For like the big headlines.
Alright, cool, it's fine.
You know, when something major's gone down.
Oh yeah. Not us
See-
getting the big contracts.
You've done well though. I'm sorry. Women in sports.
Why are you laughing at us? Thank you. We're very proud.
Yeah, no, you done your thing still. But in our headlines, sports news, sports headlines, we've got Spain defeat Croatia in the final. So Spain beat Croatia 5-4 on penalties to clinch the Nations League glory as they celebrated their first trophy win since Euro 2012. I've never understood the Nations League thing properly. I don't
know nothing about it.
It's part of the qualifiers, right?
I'm not too sure. I don't think it is,
What, it's separate?
Yeah, because the qualifiers, they got their own thing. Like all the rest of the teams that are playing that. So maybe it was only a league of maybe, I don't know, a handful of teams. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
It's weird because some teams don't have to play games and then I've never understood this. I've never understood it properly. Like what it like what you get from it. I need to Google and check this Nations League. I'm sure it's got something to do with qualifying or something, I think. Because what's the point of it all? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you, Brent? Yeah, no one cared. That's cool. But Spain won. It was 0-0. And yeah, they won on penalties.
Oh, you were going to say they won a 0-0. I was like, how did you figure that out? Okay.
In Avenues, Brendan Rodgers agrees to return to Celtic as manager, succeeding Ange Postecoglou on a long-term deal. So Brendan agreed the long-term deal to go back to Rangers. It's understood the paperwork is being finalised and the announcement is expected this week. The 50-year-old won 7 trophies during his first spell in Glasgow, including back-to-back domestic trebles, but left for Leicester City midway through 2018-19 season, much to the frustration of the Celtic fans. Yeah, they're on Brendan with the way that he left and all that. And now he's gone back. Do you think that's a good move for him?
I mean, if the people forgive him and that, and he can deliver results and that, why not? But he's got a high a high threshold to kind of meet, because the other guy, he got a treble, right?
Yeah, I'm sure the other guy got a treble. The other guy, I think the other guy won. I think the guy was cleaning up like every year that he was there. I think he was just cooking. But that guy wins everywhere he goes, though.
Oh, serious?
He ain't got nowhere proper, but
okay, but still, yeah. But he's still doing.
I think it's somewhere in Australia, Brisbane. He's won over there. I think he took a team in Japan, won their league there, cleaned up with Celtic, and I think maybe somewhere another weird place. But he's on his winning thing though. Yeah, like he's on a winner flow. You get me? So we'll have to see if he can handle it at a top level. Yeah. You get me? But yeah. We've got some football rumours we need to touch on. So it says Eric Ten Hag is angry that his plans to sign Declan Rice are being foiled by Manchester United's takeover saga. Interesting. We can't do nothing. Did you see Sanchez wanted to come back to Emirates? What, you don't want him, bro?
Don't you want Rice?
What? I wouldn't mind it. I'll take Rice, but what, you don't want Sanchez?
I didn't know you guys were in for Rice.
We're not in for Rice.
Why did you put that? That's a bit damning that you guys don't have enough money to stump little on Arsenal. We might even get Rice.
Why, our budget's our budget. We're selling the club. We can't even. I mean, we're selling the club, so we can't even buy or sell players. So anything.
You guys always have money though.
Yeah, whose money is it?
As in because of the transition.
Whose money
it's
is it?
In limbo.
Whose money is it? What money? Whose money is it? Even if they sold the player, who keeps money?
In my estimation, you're still gonna be buying players this transfer window, and you may not sell it full stop before it ends, right?
Yeah.
So whose money is it?
What do you mean? So that means the budget's the budget.
Whose budget?
The budget.
Who set the budget?
I don't know, but wherever the budget is the budget.
Precisely, is what I'm saying. You'll normally have money, so you're still Man United,
No,
even though you guys are transitioning.
No. You're being silly. Yeah. If this just
Weren't you in for Keane?
Who? What?
Weren't you looking to buy Keane?
We're looking to buy bare people. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Keane. Kane's going for the same amount of money that Rice was going for. That's what was totally wrong, right? So to suggest that you don't have the money for Rice is just bollocks.
We might not have the money for Rice. We could do. What? You're saying we don't? We physically can't afford it. The money's there, but Rice might not. The value might not be worth it. So we don't have that kind of money for Declan Rice. The same amount of money they're asking for Declan Rice, we got it there for Harry Kane. We might not have it there for Declan Rice. I don't understand what you don't understand.
Now I understand. Now you've clarified it. Thank you very much.
You get me? But
yeah, I didn't know that's what you meant before, but now I know. I didn't know that's what you meant before, but now I know.
Yeah, we ain't got to worry about money. Yeah, whether we get sold or whether we don't get sold. Yeah, money ain't our issues.
But the budget's the budget.
The budget is the budget because obviously it's clearly been set, and you could add to it by selling players. But again, I don't even know because they're in limbo. It's not even about buying players. Doesn't look like they can even sell players. Who's handling the sale of players as well? There's just a lot going on in it. So until the transfer saga's over.
Yeah, if it is, you have a department looking to purchase players. You have a department looking to sell players. Don't go on like that.
No, but it's still all up in the air, though, isn't it?
But you're still buying.
Huh?
You're still buying.
We ain't bought no one.
You are going to buy.
Huh?
You are going to buy.
Yeah.
Are going to buy.
Yeah, but not
You're definitely going to buy.
Not anybody that's not anything extra. Obviously, it's fluid. It's always moving in it. So if it was normal times, things can change. Opportunities can come up. But now you just got to stay rigid within the plan, innit? Because we ain't got the budget's the budget. What's it? I think we had like 120 million or something.
I don't even believe that.
What do you mean? What's there not to believe?
You're United.
Huh?
Because you're United. I think you have more than that.
What, to spend?
100%.
No, they came out and said that's the budget.
Ooh, they.
The ownership. Whatever.
Glazers.
Yeah,
That's what Glazer said.
Yeah.
They actually told everybody how much they have to spend?
Yeah, but United's budget was 120 million, yeah.
That is wild to me. Why are clubs doing that?
Why don't clubs do that?
Why are clubs doing that? Doesn't sound right to me.
Clubs have always done that.
Said how much it is they have to spend?
Yeah, there's bare times when they get a transfer kit and you know what the budget is.
I thought it was just conjecture. I thought it was just speculation.
No, it was just stuff's done on paper. Remember,
Sorry, I didn't know.
FFP and all that, it's all on paper. You would know.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all information that's viable. They would let you know.
Fair enough.
It's just like if they had a budget there to develop a stadium, you'd know how much they had.
True.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know how much they used. But
You can't
Liverpool.
take it back once you've said it.
No, I'm saying Liverpool developed the stadium. I don't know how much they used. City are adding to the structure. You would know how much they're gonna. You would know how much a budget
100%.
is. Just like with anything in politics, when people have a budget, they lay out what their budget is. What do you mean? Why? I don't understand.
That's 100%. I agree with you.
Oh, so you're not confused anymore?
No, I'm not.
I was just helping you. You get me? You see it? You are trying to cash in on Part A?
Yes.
Scumbags. Also, they're saying that you want to get Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. You're trying to do both, yeah?
Budget's the budget.
Huh? No, just saying you got the money there to do both.
We've already said that we only spend 120.
What do you mean? When did you say that?
You didn't. Nobody knows.
70. Well, you are going to spend upwards of 200, easy.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Who said that?
Why not? 120 for
Who said
Rice.
that? Who said that?
120 for Rice, 70 for Kai Havertz. That's 190.
I don't see us spend 120 for Rice.
That's 190. That's just 2 players. So you're going to spend upwards of 200. Easy.
Is it?
Easy.
But we're selling players as well.
Huh?
We're selling players as well.
Who? Oh, Balogun.
You just said party just now.
Huh?
You just said party just now. You call us a scumbag.
Oh, yeah, so I don't even take it into consideration.
We'll get some cash.
You just shouldn't even be able to get money for party. You are scumbags for that. I forgot about him. Instantly. So, Balogun.
I actually want him to stay.
Tierney. Huh?
I actually want him to stay.
Who party?
How
come?
Because if he stays, that means that he was innocent. If he doesn't, that means that he's guilty.
I see the logic.
And hopefully the justice system follows him wherever he goes. Just once he's left Arsenal.
I can't even get into it. They were trying to kill me on Twitter yesterday. Arsenal fans are upset.
About what?
Just about your club.
About our club? How do you mean? What take are they coming with?
No, I was just saying that they're scumbags. Arsenal are scumbags for trying to distance themselves from party now. Now they can't win the league, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So when they was trying to win the league, nothing mattered. He's in there. You get me? I don't know how you go from being the most important cog in the machine on some when party's not playing, we lose versus is there. And then now the league's out the window and all of a sudden he's surplus the requirements. Yeah. Scum, man. Proper scumbag. Move from you, lot, man. Proper little scummy bunch. So obviously I just said that.
I heard Greenwood's been retained.
And then everybody online done what you just done, which is even fouler. The fact that we watched that play out in real time lets me know all you Arsenal fans are the same. These are disgusting.
Arsenal, the Greenwood.
Yeah, so I'm talking about we was having some points. We was having like an R off, like who's worse? It was like a point scoring system. I'm talking about the morality of what you've done in your club. You don't want to point it back to Mason. This is foul. This is the problem with the world and the problem with the Arsenal fans. I'm just talking about something about Partey, and you're talking about it's all right because Mason. You don't want to keep talking about Mason. Mason ain't kicked a ball for us. Mason ain't even trained since that's happened. Yeah, he's not even been in the building, bro. And you don't want to compare them. It's foul, man. It's foul. I don't mind anyway because I'm going to be on the right side of history when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
These are scumbags.
Yeah, that's not what I said just now.
You brought him up, and that was the sentiment of everything that everybody's doing. That is bad.
What you did was call Arsenal fans scumbags for looking to say, ha, 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 get him out of our club, right? Arsenal fans are doing the right thing. They don't want him here anymore. Obviously, now there's...
I wasn't talking to the fans.
They've been given more information, and they realize, oh my goodness, if they're trying to get rid of him, then maybe he's guilty. So cool, get rid of him. But then I said, Mason Greenwood has been retained. That got released by United, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't say anything about that. You focused on Arsenal again.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make a comment about the retaining of...
It wasn't about Mason. Mason's got like 2 or 3 years left in his contract. Why wouldn't they retain him? What do they want to do? Let him go. Because the guy's innocent. The guy that he's thing with, yeah, the police ain't thing nothing with. The girl that he's talking about with, he's having a baby with, yeah. So if whatever they're doing with Mason, but whatever's going on with Mason, whatever Mason's actions, whatever you think about Mason, whatever he done with his gal, ain't got nothing to do with Thomas Partey and what I was talking about. So it shows that you are scumbags when you keep talking about Mason, because I don't understand what kind of game you are playing, what kind of point scoring game you are playing. I don't know if you're kind of trying to condone Partey's actions or say that Partey's actions ain't important, or anybody who supports Man United can't have a problem with what Partey's doing or what Arsenal's doing because of Mason. It's got nothing to do with that. They're separate issues. I wasn't talking about Arsenal fans. You don't pay nobody's wages. I was talking about Arsenal as a club. Yeah, they're scumbags for what they've done. United, like I said, they're going to be on the right side of history because they handled it properly. Their investigation's still going on. Arsenal are scumbags for what they've done. Now, I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club. That's what I believe, yeah? Now, anybody wants to jump up and defend that, which was you are within your rights to, which are the Arsenal fans, yeah? You could defend that anyhow you see fit. But if your defence to me, when I say that statement about that scumbag, yeah? If your defence to me is anything to do with Mason Greenwood, yeah? You're a piece of shit at the end of the day, because I don't understand why we're trying to compare plights here. When we're going to talk about Mason, let's have a different conversation. When we talk about Partey, let's talk about Partey. And if anybody who can't understand that, yeah, you're foul. That's it. And that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it doesn't look good. You can go and check the replies in the comments, right? Like, it just doesn't look good. I don't understand why you're not talking about Mason Greenwood for. It just doesn't look good. But again, I am going to be on the right side of history, so I don't mind. If you Arsenal fans, if that's what you don't want to do,
So did you like the fact that Man United retained Mason Greenwood?
Doesn't happen. Didn't like or dislike it.
Oh, you don't dislike it?
Mm.
So you're neither here nor there with it?
Yeah.
Do you still want him at your club?
Who, Mason? I don't know. It depends. If he's not going to be big enough, if he's not going to be a big distraction, if he's not going to be too much of a big distraction, then yeah.
Would you like to see him back on the pitch?
Again, if it's not going to be too much of a big distraction for the club, then yeah.
All right. Everybody can now hear where his loyalties lie.
You can hear where my loyalties. I
And
don't
his
take
ethics and his morals.
I don't have morals or ethics, and I don't take paracetamol for other people's headaches. And the same people that you are talking about that's his babe mother. The same guy you are talking about is his babe mother, is his love of his life.
Y'all are now hearing this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm getting hear it. You can hear it. Like I said, if you want to have a conversation about Mason, we can. It's a separate conversation. But anything that happens, you don't want to talk to me about Mason Greenwood. I'm not going to bring up anybody else about. I'm not going to bring up no party. I'm not going to bring up no Mendy's or anything. I'm not going to talk about anybody else. I'm going to talk about the issue at hand, and I will give my opinion on it. And whoever don't like it, they don't need to like it. That's fine. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to deflect. I'm going to say whatever I want, and I'll stand in it. And anybody can think how they want to think about me, because I don't care. You lot need to do the same.
Well, to be honest, when it is that that thing happened, I think each time it is that you like, why are Arsenal fans talking? Look what's happening to the party. You were doing that exact same thing back then. Exactly. Yeah, you were. I can remember.
I said, why Arsenal fans talking what's happening to the party? No, I've never talked about Arsenal fans. I talk about the club. I talk about the club still playing him. I don't talk about the fans. I don't care about whether
You just talked about the fans just now.
No, I'm still talking about in hindsight what I've done. I've never spoke about the fans because the fans don't control what party does or what the things do. I'll talk about Arsenal Football Club. I want to talk about Arsenal Football Club. When I say Arsenal are scumbags, I'm talking about the club. You get me? He never got suspended once or never got thinged or whatever.
Oh, when you just said scumbags just now, you're talking about Arsenal Football Club, not the fans.
I'm saying that the fans are the ones, whoever comes back to me, because remember, I'm not when I make my statement, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club and whatever. The scumbags are whoever comes back to me, yeah, to do what you've just done. They're the scumbags.
What? So you are calling the fans scumbags?
Not initially, but anybody who wants to jump out of that pram and come talk to me about them ones are just scumbags. Yeah.
Well,
if you want to, anybody who wants to die on that hill, because I'm talking about the establishment. I'm talking about Arsenal as the establishment. Yeah. Don't you think they should have? Don't you think they should have just do what Arsenal done? Do what United done. Sorry, don't you think they should have done what United done?
I think what is different with the party and Greenwood is very, very clear.
No, because you're not talking about video evidence. The girl seen the screenshot. She said, "How can you do that to me? I was sleeping." He said, "I don't care if you were sleeping." He said that. Yeah, in the screenshot, she said, "I don't care if you were sleeping."
You're saying there's no difference between what came out with the girl and...
Look.
That's what you're saying?
Look, you're talking about video evidence, and there was screenshot evidence of his own math. Yeah, you're talking about he didn't do this, he didn't do that, yeah. In the messages, yeah, she said, "I was sleeping, yeah. Why did you do that? Whatever, I was sleeping, yeah." He replied, "I don't care. I don't care if you were sleeping." So... I don't know what you don't want to do.
Any individual that is guilty of doing that stuff, I don't want them playing for my club. I said that when it is initially dropped. I say that now and I'll say that tomorrow.
Okay.
I am happy that there are rumours that he's looking to get tipped.
Yeah, so I wasn't. So maybe that's what I'm trying to say. So you wouldn't have been took the defensive stance that everybody else did, because you would have been on.
No, I wouldn't do that online anyway. I know better. I wouldn't do it offline either. I know better.
Yeah, I don't think we should have. I don't think we should have them conversations talking about, oh, your player he did this, he did that. It's like you're trying to excuse things or trying to make things worse or better. They're not. It's like you're saying 100%. Anybody that's involved in those kind of activities need to be dealt with the same way. It doesn't matter who they play for or
100%.
whatever. These are facts.
100%. I'm a glass house guy, and you started off chilling. I could see you. I'm outside the greenhouse. I'm seeing you chilling, talking loud about Arsenal and party. So I was like, what? Let me just show you that you were surrounded by glass. That's what I did.
Yeah, but that is what I get, and I get that, and that's probably a lot of people's sentiment. But that's not what it's about, and that doesn't look good. And I'm not throwing stones either. Again, and it's like why are you taking it personal? Because you're telling me
throwing stones.
Okay, but I wasn't throwing stones at you. I was throwing stones at the club, and the club didn't do the right thing. So you should just leave me, let me throw stones at them. That's it.
No, that's fine. But brother, that's the main thing of it. I could see you. And I could see the environment that you are in.
No, because what it speaks to is my club done the right thing. The guy hasn't kicked a ball.
You just said you would love to see him playing if it doesn't disrupt the
I never
team.
said that. You used to put the
I
words
didn't
love.
put it in your mouth. I asked you.
I turned around and said to you, I would love to see Mason Greenwood playing. That's what I told you.
If it doesn't disrupt the team.
So that's what I said to you. Say that's. I said I would love to see Mason Greenwood playing again if it don't disrupt the team. That's what I said to you.
The love.
That's what, I was wondering yes or no.
You've added.
You just added it. You just said it just now. You just said it. That's what I'm
I
feeling.
apologized. I removed the love. I asked you specifically if you would like to see Mason Greenwood back on the pitch.
And I said, I don't have a horse in the race. I said, I don't mind. I said, I don't want to, or I don't not want to. No. You don't know what I want.
Don't let me clip this up.
You can clip it up. I said, I don't have a horse in the race. I don't want to, or I don't want to. You said, what do you think? I said, if it doesn't disrupt the team too much, then I don't mind. It's not about what I want.
Precisely, and what does that mean?
You don't know. You're talking about what I want. It's not. You keep speaking to what I want. It means that I don't care. It means I don't care.
That's not what it means. But all right.
What does it mean? Tell me what it means then.
It means that you would love to see him playing.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't. That means I would love to see him play.
All right, cool. Then
you can't. You either care or you don't care. Why would I? It doesn't mean I would love to see him play.
Yes and a no is very, very, very black and white for me. There are times when it is that people accuse me of not being able to see the nuance in things. But that's why I specifically asked you if you would like to see him back on the pitch. And then you said, yes, if it doesn't disrupt the team.
I said, you asked me, because you asked me firstly, and I said to you, yeah, it's would I like to see him back on the pitch? I said, initially what I came with is I don't care. I don't want to see him back. I don't want to not see him back. I don't care initially. And you asked me again. Then I'm just letting you know that if it's not going to be too much of a big distraction for the team, then all right, cool. I don't know where that's got to telling me but I want to see him. And I don't understand.
They're now coupled back together. And they're having a baby. That's what you said.
Again, yeah, because you tried to...
So we're worried about things that we should be worrying about.
You then tried to speak to my morals on what my things are going on, yeah? And I'm showing you, yeah, that the people that are throwing your toys at a pram about, yeah, are together, yeah, in what looks like a loving relationship with a baby. I'm letting you not know that. I'm just letting you not know that. This ain't about me. This has got nothing to do with me.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, that's fine and dandy. I mean, like I said before, I don't... If this guy is guilty of what it is that he's accused of, and I believe how them text messages were reading, it's mad dodgy. It's mad, and the technicality he got off on, I don't appreciate that at all. So if it is that Arsenal feel as though that now there's an opportunity to get him out, boom.
Let me lay it on the line for you. Sorry, let me be genuine. Let me be honest. Yeah, it's not. There could be a language barrier in them texts. Yeah. I don't know what the man done and what the man didn't do, yeah. So obviously, it's a serious issue. You get me? You shouldn't be playing with it, yeah. I genuinely, yeah, whether he done it or not, whatever stuff. But I honestly, in my heart, believe, yeah, Arsenal should have took the stance of taking this man out of the team and doing their internal investigation thing. But especially when the screenshots came out, when she was being so vocal and all them screenshots came out, yeah, Arsenal should have took him out of the team like what United done, and that's genuinely what I believe.
Wait, do you realise that they did it?
No, I mean it's still up in the air until it's sorted. Like, and that's what I say. It's because it was in the middle of a title run and he was important. They took him out for a week or two and then brought him back. It's scumbag, and I genuinely believe that he should have got the same treatment as Mason. He should have been in the same position as Mason, not trained, not kicked, not nothing. And that's what I believe in it. And because Arsenal didn't do that, yeah, I believe that they're scumbags for that. And because I understand, or I believe that they only didn't do that because of he's so important to the team and they're in this position that they was in.
Wait a minute.
That's what I believe.
Wait. You said he should have gotten the same treatment as Mason Greenwood?
From the clubs.
Because the circumstances were identical?
Not identical, but from the clubs. That's what they should have done. It would have been the right thing to do. To just take him out of the situation, just so if anything happens, because look, moving forward, he could be innocent, cool, but he could be guilty. And again, you just need to be on the right side of history. So when the dust settles and the smoke clears, you've done the right thing. Not if he was guilty and you've played him, you've championed him all. Yeah, I just think the club.
Sorry, what's going on behind the scenes legally?
I don't know.
No, neither do I. So are you saying that he should have been taken out for the rest of the season until it is?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Hey, people.
Who's speaking?
I don't want to get him. My name's Femi.
Semi, nice to meet you. What are your thoughts?
I don't. No, I don't want to get involved in the chat because it's such murky ground. Because it shouldn't be about club policies and stuff like that. It's just legalities and stuff like that. You know, like look at things like the NBA, they teams do investigate these things, so there must be a reason why they're into play. But once again, the Mendy situation kind of throws things in the air, because Man City let him play for more than a year while he was still racking up counts. And when it goes to court, he's pretty much getting guilty most of it. So it's murky ground. So it's kind of complicated to get into. But I want to ask your opinion on something totally different, if you don't mind.
That's fine. That'd be great. I like that.
Yeah. All right. All right. Chelsea, Saudi Arabia. Have you been hearing all the rumors about they're going to sell 4 players, teams in Saudi Arabia, and make around 200 million, which is ironically what their FP limit is. By the beginning of June, they need to raise 100 million. And all of a sudden, they've got links, Saudi Arabia, selling players like Koulibaly for the same amount that they bought him last year. He's going to get the same wages, the same contract. And some journalists have been some investigation. Turns out some of these Saudi clubs actually invested in Bowley. It's kind of really complicated to get into. Some of these businesses, some of these Saudi owners that are buying players from. What do you guys think about all this? Like, isn't this football just going down a very murky ground, especially all this Saudi Arabia?
I ain't even seen all that. So what? Has Chelsea got links to the Saudis?
Wow.
So
that's big.
Some investment funds from Saudi Arabia, they've invested in some of Todd Bowley's businesses or some holdings that Todd Bowley has.
Is this your real voice? Is this your real voice? This is very deep. Is it just me?
Oh, is it? We're talking about this my voice. What's my real voice?
Let's say you're moving like a photo fit. That's a photo fit.
Yeah, bro, though. Like, do you look it up? Maybe it's something you can talk about on a less busy day tomorrow. Look it up. I'll text you the articles. Some mirror journalists have been digging that stuff up. To explain to you what I'm not really a business person. Maybe your business analyst over there can also analysis of it. But they basically invest into some holdings. But I find what I just want to know is this Saudi Arabia thing. Ruben Neves went to Saudi Arabia at age of 26. This is a player that was destined for clubs last year. At age of 26, and there for 50 million, he's going to earn like 100 million pounds. Like, where I it's a new league, don't discriminate or anything like that, but it's all key grounds. Like, what, and especially like Qatar take over United. It's mad. Like,
I'm not even gonna lie to you, lot. I'm not begrudging none of them, man. This ain't like China. That A League or whatever that was called, that was meaty, and that was even though this league's probably meaty as well, but it's Saudi Arabia, man. Like,
I don't know what that means.
No, it's worth it, man. It's worth it, man. Go get your monies, man. Go get, man. Man, talking about Ruben Neves, man. This stinks. What you doing, guy in Saudi at that age and boom, 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 brother. Them man, the bread that them is different.
No, but the larger picture of Saudi money coming into the Premier League and washing everything, because he's even saying that that Bowley guy, he's held up by Saudi money. And we didn't have a clue about that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying. What we're seeing happening right now.
Oh yeah, no, that aspect of it is crazy. They're taking over, but the sports washing, it's been happening from the goal, from the World Cup, from all this stuff, from all that side. They're in deep, and then look, Newcastle, and then now, like they've infiltrated the Premier League, innit, and the money is long in it, so they're not going nowhere, yeah, because cash is king in it, yeah, so they're not going nowhere. They've done that. However that's gonna play out, it's gonna play out. It's like if your club ain't got big backing behind it, you're gonna fall at the wayside. That's the way it's looking, innit? That's cool, innit? I'm saying
one last
question. I think they're two separate issues.
Before I drop off.
Go on.
Let me just ask a question before I drop off. I'll drop and let you just finish. Are you a football manager player, or have you ever played football manager?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Football manager?
Yeah, or championship manager.
Yeah, I get it religiously. I get it like
yeah.
3 months before the drop.
Remember in the game where you needed to get some you need to get rid of some players, yeah, at times. And the way that you cheated, you took over a really rich job and you put in for your own players, basically. That's what's happening right now in football. UEFA, they're not going to get to teams being owned by, one owning multiple teams. At what point does that stop? Teams can basically, okay, I'm going to buy 10 players, run up £1 billion in debt like Chelsea, and then, you know what? I'm going to sell them to my other club and make the same amount of money. What's the football then? It doesn't really, we're just laundering money all around. Basically, we're just recycling players. So if the player doesn't wear, the jeopardy's gone, baby.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You're not. Firstly, I got integrity. I never used to do that on the Football Manager, but yeah. Just want to say that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think all this kind of stuff has been going on from the beginning of time. Like, man, our brethren, clubs got like finances, investors, secret investors here. It's just like we're just the information age. We're just privy to a lot of stuff, and we're just finding out more about it, and it looks nasty. But I think across the board, some of it's unfair, but I think it's happening equally like everywhere, if that makes sense. Like, I can't explain it because they're literally not allowed to do the stuff that you're saying. Like, you're not allowed to own thingy clubs in the same league or sell players to tear. There's funny little rules that they put in place to try and make it as fair as they can. Obviously, there's bare loopholes and people go around it and all that kind of stuff. But I just feel like this shit's been happening from the beginning of the time. The teams at the top are going to get richer. The teams at the bottom are going to get poorer. Sometimes you're going to need, if a big investor can come in and give someone a fairy tale story, they can pick up a team and bring them up to something. I think this is just the landscape that we're looking at. This is just the way it is. I don't think it spoils football or anything. It's been like this. It's been like this for ages. We still managed to get good club competitions, European competitions and shit like that. So the money coming in, the TV revenue, the wages, the transfer fees, they're all going up and up and up and up and skyrocketing. And I guess at some point the bubble might have burst. Yeah, I don't know when that is, but I think it's like a load of different. I think it's like just literally just every aspect of football. It's not just like one part of it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think we just need to just enjoy it while it lasts, by, because there's nothing we can do about it.
All right. Have a good show, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Right.
But yeah, I hear what he's saying is interesting. But like I said, I'm speaking to a different issue. Them man going over to Saudi and getting their money, I hear it. Like China, I didn't hear it. Like China's long. What are these men doing going to China? This is foolishness. Saudi, I hear it. I don't know why, but I hear it. You man, go get your bread. The money over there is long. Go get your bread. Yeah, build that league up, man. Are you crazy? Do it, man. Stevie G, all of them, huh?
You think that can happen?
I don't know how sustainable it is. I don't know. You know what it is? That man got, I don't know how FFP, I don't know what comes into it, but that man got dumb bread, yeah?
No, as in, would people start tuning into the Saudi league?
It depends on what, this is one point I was making. I don't know what kind, if they throw enough money at it and get enough people over there, like maybe, like if there's I don't know what's going on, but if there's a game going on over there and Benzema and Kante and Neves and Ronaldo, they're all going to be on the same pitch at the same time and that, I might go find the stream. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I might go find the stream and pre that. I don't know.
I don't know if it is. I could actually stomach a league. I could maybe stomach a
one-off game,
round robin type thing. Maybe.
If one of the two big teams got to a cup final, imagine they, after all said and done, they've got bare players to come over there, and then at some point during the season, we hear El Shatari and this one are in the final, and this man's on that one, this one's on that one, and we're like, okay, what time date is that? Might go watch that. You know what I'm trying to say? You might.
No, don't.
You might.
No, I would.
If Messi went over there, yeah, because he's not over there, obviously he's got MLS, yeah. But just say for instance, yeah, if you heard the cup final is Messi versus Ronaldo, you might go and pre. And then again, no, I don't want to say you because you're not an avid football watcher like that. But someone who's bang on football might go and pre that.
No, I watched the Euros. I watched the World Cup. Like I said, if it is that you can basically make some form of competition that gets me involved, like a Europe, all the European games and the World Cup, I think I might be interested. You have to do something different. You can't just have a regular league. I'm not going to be interested.
But what are they going to what are they going to do then? That's it. They ain't got nothing to do. It's just a regular league. It's like nobody watched China, innit? But Who did they get over there at the time? Ramirez, Yannick Carrasco, Hulk, Igalo. Did you see? There's nothing there. Already, I'm saying Kante, Benzema, Ronaldo. It's different. It's different. You're saying it's not different?
For me, it doesn't change whether it is I'd watch it or not. I'm not going to watch it.
Not religiously, not week in, week out. But if they do the right signings, not even a one-off game.
No, I would if, let's just say you said, Brett, go and watch this. I'd watch it. That's it.
Yeah. You know, I hear you. I just don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I just like Saudi money or something, but it just feels different from
I
China.
wonder why you like Saudi money now.
Well, we're not Saudis, we're Qataris over here.
Sorry, we give you a horn for that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because the way that they done the World Cup over in Qatar and all that, just over in that middle, it's all crazy. Have you seen Igalo's footage, the way that the team fly? Have you seen the private jets that they're flying onto their away game and all that?
Nice.
It's just big drip. Once Benzema starts putting on his stories about how he's living over there and all that, like, it's just big. It's just all big drip.
Maybe that's the in. Maybe showing us the lifestyle.
That's what I'm talking about. It's gonna be
Maybe that's
big
the in.
drip. It's gonna be big drip, bro.
Because China didn't do that.
Nah, but China didn't have that. Some of them people was playing in places in China, in like remote places. Some of them teams ain't got no cities for miles and miles, and they're in bush and that. Like,
So all the stadiums in Arabia are wavy?
I mean, I don't want to. I'm gonna assume. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just gonna assume. If they're not,
they will. They'll
exactly.
fix it.
Yeah. If they're not, they will be wavy.
If they make every stadium and the facilities state of the art,
But they will be though. These men have got money like more money than sense, bro.
Maybe. And then the whole Super League. If one of their teams are able to cut through and start mixing with the regulars.
Oh, at Super League flow.
Yeah, I think that might be the in.
I just think Saudi's different than China. I just don't think. I
think
we should keep an eye on that. I don't think we should write that off. You get me? I don't think.
Yeah, we'll be seeing it when it is by United anyway. Same people with Qatari.
Qatari. All right.
That's
enough reaction. Let's get into Out Ere. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work either, but they got a better chance than any man. Trust me. I haven't even looked at this today. So, who is Out Ere today?
Trust me, daddy.
Anything good for me, man? I'm just gonna go to where I jumped off last time. What's number 8? Let's see this. If this is bad, people, sorry. He's not getting it. He's
a maniac. You know.
If this is bad, I'm sorry. This is a black man. Pervert 26 got a thrill from travelling around the country to squirt women in their gym gear with real and fake semen he hid in mayonnaise bottles. What the fuck? You done a semen flow last week. This is is this in England?
No, I think it's America, you know.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So what is it with men and semen? Huh? You said they got too much? No, but why do you want to? Oh man, he looks like a menace.
No, this is the UK, you know.
Is this the UK?
It's the UK. I think it's Birmingham.
Brum, no way, Brum, man. Is this how you are going at? That's my second city. That's my second city as well, you know.
It makes more sense to me.
So look, he's got the helm. He's got fake cum in the helmets, and he's got a tank top on as well.
So what does he do with it? Out of curiosity?
What does he do with it? He's squirting on it. I think it's only gal in gym clothes as well. So you need to stay woke. You need to.
She's a target.
You're a target.
I'm so done.
No, I'm telling you, it's only gal in gym clothes, and he's running around and he's spraying them with semen. And I think some days he's tired because some days it's real male.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, some days it's real male. It's not always
actually
semen.
video.
Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he gets tired. He gets tired because some days he can't drum up the semen. You get me? So
Must be taxing.
so he uses real male. It's very taxing on him.
Does he put on TikTok? Is he one of them stupid TikTokers?
I don't know. Let me check.
You know what it is that people like that, yeah, like you can't handle them the way you would any other criminal, because you know how it is to come up with such an idea.
He's tapped.
Mad.
Like you can't have him on the loose.
16 accounts over 6 years, 12 separate victims. Oh, it's
What
the
the
victims
victims
should
saying?
be talking. Let me see.
The first time it happened, I was on the way to uni. I hadn't noticed anything. On my way to uni, I hadn't noticed anyone behind me, or I hadn't felt anything being thrown at me or anything. The second time it happened to me, I was on my way back from the gym, and again, I hadn't noticed anything. I hadn't felt anything being thrown at me. I remember walking past Tesco and looking in the window, and I could see a reflection. And again, something similar substance as the day before was thrown again, or I assume was thrown at my backside. I felt scared because I felt like someone must be following me. So that's when I actually called the police. If it hadn't happened that second time, I think I would have just brushed it off and just acted like it was nothing.
I got a phone call off DC Deutsch, and she advised me that there'd been multiple cases of similar nature and that they're going to go ahead with it. And I felt so relieved to know that I did the right thing. It's being addressed. And then if you go through the entire process and to see where we are now, justice has been served better than you could have ever imagined. Multiple people have come forward. And I'm not saying I'm glad that it is multiple people, but I'm glad it was strong enough to get a sexual criminal offender off the streets. So females can feel safe again. I shouldn't have to second guess myself, my surroundings, or how I leave my home. I should be able to freely walk on my own, because I'm quite comfortable to be on my own, to know that I'm safe in a city such huge like Birmingham.
I'm DC Susanna Deutsch.
And I'm DI Matt Underwood. We're both from Birmingham CID.
A case was built against Wilbert McCrory, where he was charged with 16 sexual assaults against 12 different women that spanned over 7 years. He was charged and remanded into custody and pleaded guilty to all 16 offences. He followed lone women and put a substance onto their buttocks that had the appearance of semen. In one case, it unfortunately was semen. I think that we've taken a perpetrator off the streets who has shown a pattern of offending over the last 7 years, which is really disturbing. His premeditated nature and the way he has targeted these lone females.
FYI, that looks like something, I don't know, not pleasant. Have you got a bag, please? Yeah, 12.35.
Because we think there's been a high number of offending, and that may be.
I just don't. Listen, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Again, I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't know what he even gets from this. This doesn't even make sense. And he only squeezes it on their bottoms as well. So
He's a sicko.
he's a sicko, right?
He's a very, very sick individual.
It turns him on clearly.
Hmm?
Turns him on clearly. Weirdo.
You gotta stay safe out there, man. What's his name? Something Wallace.
Wilbert
Oh, no.
McCrory.
Who, sorry?
Wilbert McCrory.
Wilbert McCrory. Got 4 years in prison for being a scumbag.
Only 4.
Only 4, baby girl. Only 4. But, yeah. At least they got him anyway. He got him out of here. You're done at here, man. Let's get into the outro.
All right, that was a good show. Thank you very much. Guys, like the video before you come out of it. Subscribe as well. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, whatever it is, do rate us and leave a comment if you're able to. If you would like to send your dilemmas in, the number is 075 6484 1073. If you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. The red text, would you like to do that? Because I don't know the context.
Oh, yeah. It's just Sickle Cell Awareness Day today, guys. So if you know anybody, if you want to donate blood, if you want to maybe go and get checked for yourself, so you know what your blood type is as well. I guess it's just maybe a perfect day to do so.
Yeah.
And just to support people in the community who have sickle cell.
I heard actually that it's difficult for black people to get, like, it's difficult to get a referral to get your thing checked.
Yeah.
So people have basically been lying, saying that they think that they might have a sickle cell trait, and they're trying for kids. That makes them do a test for you. So if you just want to say you want to do a test, apparently they don't care for that. But if you say you think you might have the trait or this and that, whatever, then they will look into it, basically.
Black people do it, man. You know they don't care about us. You know, it's white people that don't have this type of issue, man. So say what you got to say, get tested, and know. You know what I mean? We need to combat this together.
It's a responsible thing to do. But that is it. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.